SummerSlam 2026 night one is in the books, and we have seen the return of Randall Keith Orton as Randy Orton cost Cody Rhodes the WWE Championship matchup. Liv Morgan has finally defended her WWE Women's World Championship for the first time since WrestleMania in a really damn good matchup against Io Sky. Nick Aldis came out to Oasis. Period. That's all you need to know. That was the highlight of the whole show. And he proved himself in the ring against the ring general Gunther. We'll talk about the Bella Twins turning on Paige, and we'll talk about Oba Femi not only beating Brock Lesnar, but getting his full endorsement. Oba Femi now has been passed the torch by Brock Lesnar, and what is next for him? And what is next for the Beast? Was this his final matchup or not? We'll ask that question. We'll discuss everything that went down on night one of the two-night SummerSlam Premium Live event. You know what to do. Let's get to it.
Hello, this is RJ City, and I am ethically opposed to any more wrestling podcasts. I don't know why you guys are talking about wrestling. It is a niche product. It is a very small industry. Yet, at this point, there's more wrestling podcasts than there are wrestlers. There is something wrong with society as a whole, but as you get smaller and smaller into wrestling, and then the wrestling podcast sphere, it gets even worse. And one such example, if I may turn on the microscope and look at the drudgery that happens to be True Heel Heat. SP3, Sid, this is your fault.
Yes, it is I, Holly Cameron, and I'm in your phones, but I'm also making an appearance for True Heel Heat. I've been told it's a fantastic podcast. Why haven't you had me on it, huh? Where's my invitation? I think you guys need to feel the right. I'm at Comic-Con today, but I think we need to get some, some rap in the show. So let me know.
Hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3, and we are live on the True Hill Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch for our WWE SummerSlam 2026 Night 1 review. Breaking down last night's show from the US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota, as Oba Femi has vanquished the Beast yet again inside Hell in a Cell. Randy Orton returns to cost Cody Rhodes the WWE Championship against CM Punk. Liv Morgan retains the WWE Women's World Championship, and Nick Aldis proves himself in front of the WWE audience for the first time. And to discuss all of that with all of you today, I am joined by my good brothers. First up, we got my co-host over on the True Heel Heat flagship podcast. He is the True Draw himself, Josh. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling okay. I mean, this show was a show for sure. It's not saying much, but yeah, here we are.
And also joining us is the main man, the founder over at Dirt Sheet Radio, the one and only John Escudero. How you doing, John?
Man, I'm doing great. I lost my voice, but I'm using what's left of it to be here to talk shit about that semi-main event.
Why would you talk shit about the semi-main event, John? Why would you dare?
We'll get there.
We will get there, but we appreciate y'all for joining us live. Appreciate y'all for watching us on demand. Either way, show your appreciation back. The simplest way possible is by dropping a thumbs up on this video. You can also share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. You can also sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you and hear your thoughts on last night's show. Let us know what you thought about the big matches, the big moments from last night. And of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to get back to what we do here, you want to show your support to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel in the best way possible, you could do so with a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here, and we always appreciate the support. If you're watching us on demand, sound off in the comments down below and hit the hype button, if you will, please. It helps us out a lot. We got Alan Banky with our first super chat donation. Thank you so much, Alan, who says now Oba needs to come out at the end of Seth versus Roman and be like, hey, Roman, I will see you at Money in the Bank and take the world title from Roman. No, that does I see, like, this is my thing. Like, I don't want to sound like I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth, because I'm the guy that was up here that was like, they need to strap up Braun Breaker immediately after he turned on Seth Rollins. I was like, I don't care if the title match was going on at Saturday night's main event. I was like, he needs to be the one who wins the title after Seth Rollins, because we had hit a point. I felt like in 2025, WWE still had a little bit of their momentum from 2023, 2024. So that was the right time to big up and build someone new. And they had to pull the trigger at that point. It was already October. So I was like, Braun Breaker, just put the title on him. Whereas Oba Femi, he feels like the guy that they are basically setting up to be the new face of the company. That's the type of guy you either crown at SummerSlam or WrestleMania, period. Not Money in the Bank. Especially not a Money in the Bank that got pushed back 3 fucking times. What do y'all think? What Alan said here?
Yeah, I mean, it seemed clear to me all year long that eventually there'll be an Oba Femi match, but if anything, after this SummerSlam, it seems more like LA Knight is set up to be Roman's opponent. So, like, I expect to see LA Knight versus Roman at Money in the Bank, or maybe whatever other pay-per-view. Does Roman work Money in the Banks? Like,
he is working Money in the Bank this year.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, he's defending that belt then.
That'll probably be the LA Knight match. I think you're right. We also got Alan, who says his overall thoughts on the show. Thank you so much, Alan. He says SummerSlam Night 1 was a good show. Outside of the main event, that should have been a no DQ, instead better than Mania Night 1. What do you guys think? Do you think it was a good show last night, Josh?
I mean, it depends on how you look at it. Was it good because it passed your expectations? Or was it actually like a good show? I think it's good if it passed your expectations, sure. But, I mean, the show still had problems. So, I mean, with WWE, we've had it on such a low bar that is like we always got to rank it at a different scale because that's how it is. So I mean, with WWE, I mean, like when I see people say it was great, it was good, I'm like, but what's your definition of great and good? Because if it passed your expectations, sure, but as an overall show, I mean, compared to night one of WrestleMania, I would say it was probably better, but it's not really writing anything home when it comes to that.
I can agree there. We got another person who thought positively about the show. We got Dion who says, "What's up, THH? I thought SummerSlam Night 1 delivered for the most part. If I was grading the show, I'd give it a B. There were some missteps though, but we'll get into that later." Do you think this was a B level show or a B grade worthy show, John?
I think it had one of the worst matches I've seen all year on it.
Yeah.
So it's hard to, like there's a piece of shit in this sandwich. I'm not sure I can grade this a B.
Yeah, like and this is for the people that probably are thinking it in their head, are not saying it, and probably or think the opposite in their head and are saying it. But the match that you're referring to on this show is way worse than the double chain match at Redemption. It's way worse than the Akara Shida versus Maya World matchup at Redemption. It's worse than any matchup I've seen in AEW, any matchup I've seen in New Japan. I'll even go as far to say it's worse than any match I've seen in TNA this year.
Well, the Great Okan and Jake Lee were in a match last night that was several times more entertaining than that offering we got in the middle of this show. We'll talk about it.
Say a B. That's crazy.
That was crazy. Like
a B.
Aubrey.
I mean, I know
everyone's entitled to their opinion.
I mean, but the thing is like I know like Dion's usually pro WWE. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But then it's like, bro, sometimes you gotta be honest with yourself.
I disagree there. I think Dion is like he's just a
little bit.
He's just positive about. He's positive. He finds positives in WWE, AEW, New Japan. He's just a wrestling fan. I don't think
that's cool.
I'm gonna fight back against that, and I will argue with you if I have to. I will not give Dion the tab of pro WWE. No.
No, I said sometimes. I'm not saying like fully, but then it's like sometimes it's like, bro, like just be honest. Like, I understand you want to be positive, but then it was like if it's not up to standard, just say that. Like, it's okay to say that something is not good. That's all I'm saying. Like,
if he liked it more than us, I think that's fine. I'm just trying to gauge where everybody says that. I think for the most part, last night's show has been. I think what I've seen online has been very polarizing. There are people that think that the show sucked. There's people that the show they thought it was really good or great or the best WWE show of the year. It's a very polarized.
Yeah, it's definitely not their worst show this year. It's definitely not their worst show.
I'm just listening to Yosuji's theme song. I just can't get enough. I can't get enough of that shit. Wildfire.
We got Aubrey who says, I fell asleep during the Cody versus Punk match. It was so
understandable.
boring. Cody Rhodes is just an entrance. Once the music stops, the crowd goes mid. CM Punk got the bigger cheer.
He says the match needing the 3-star general, huh?
Yeah, we are. He revert. I've never seen this quick of a regression where he went from one of their best workers in WWE to now he's back to 3-star general 2017.
He found his formula and stuck with it. Unfortunately for him,
before our eyes, it's insane. To say that Cody hasn't had really good to great matches this year. He has. He's just been on a bad form in comparison to the last couple of years. We got a super chat donation about that. We got C Delgado. Thank you so much for the super chat. He says Cody Punk was like watching two turtles FV King.
They're banging.
I like the way you adjusted that to get away with that. But yes, two turtles fucking. They fucking. I was shocked. I will be honest with y'all. We got midway through this matchup, and I was shocked at how dead this crowd was.
I thought I was. I mean, I don't blame the crowd because I was watching the match and I'm like, am I too adjusted to today's wrestling? Or are these guys moving in fucking slow motion? I'm like, holy shit! And they're doing this whole work the knee thing that doesn't factor into the finish, and I'm like, what is this? So yeah, we'll talk about
it. They dropped the knee and the arm thing like midway through the matchup. I turn off fucking YouTube, and I got people telling me, "Oh yeah, they worked a limb work. They went so through with it, man. It was so great. It was an excellent match." I'm like, "What the fuck did y'all watch that I didn't watch?" I was so confused. I was utterly like baffled at people that was like raving about this matchup. I was like, y'all let y'all Cody or Punk fandom just make y'all like see something else when their matches are going on. They can't have a bad match to you. If that's what you consider excellent or great, I mean, they can't have a bad match then.
Well, yeah. I don't want to lose everything, but I had seen people say like, man, they were holding back for another match. Yeah, like, well, you gotta give something. What the fuck you talking about? They're holding back. They didn't give nothing.
I was like, for the people that are positive about this matchup, I'll say, okay, that's fair. Like I said, everyone's entitled to their opinion. But if you can tell me one spot that stood out in your mind, this is for the people that thought the match was great, one spot in your mind that stands out that will be remembered and be talked about as being a great spot, good spot, as much as all the botches in this fucking matchup. Is that spot you're thinking of that you just put in your head? Is it more memorable than Punk's cricket moonsault? Is it more memorable than Punk doing an elbow drop off the top rope into a table and landing straight on his fucking feet? Is it more memorable than Punk trying to throw a drop kick to a midair Cody and doing a Yakuza kick? Dude, like the botches in this shit is so glaring. Like I'm sometimes for that in WWE. Like the Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. We praised that so much, John, when we reviewed Saturday Night's Main Event, and we praised it because it was clunky. It did not look like a lot of WWE clean matches. So if you have a couple of botches, I think that's fine. It makes it feel like a real matchup in a place that doesn't have a lot of matches that feel like a real fight. This just felt fucking like a mess. I'm very shocked because CM Punk is my WWE wrestler of the year. I think no one else on WWE's roster has had a better year than CM Punk. I think that Cody is a top guy for a reason, but man, they shit the bed to me. Like I'm not even saying that the match was bad. I think that by the end, with the good 5-minute final stretch of the matchup, that it wound up being good. But I expected excellent. I expected match of the year worthy. I expected this to feel like the biggest match of the year from WWE. It did not feel like any of those things. We got Ecuador in the chat. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate the super chat donation. He says, "Cause I did not watch. Was the show like AEW? Not in any way whatsoever in life."
And what way you talking about, like AEW? Because I mean, that's
you mean good? No, unfortunately not. There was some good stuff on it, though. If you want to find some highlights, but as far as like, I'm going to turn the show on. Good fucking luck, you know.
We also got another super chat donation from Alan Banky. Thank you so much. He says, "Why do WWE keep having Hell in a Cell matches and not use the cell? Are they scared of someone getting hurt, or something makes no sense to me? Stop having the match if you're not going to bleed."
I thought about this last night, and it's like I wanted to be mad But I'm thinking like WWE likes to use the self for vibes. Like they really do. They've done it before. They've done it a lot. There's been 53 of these fucking matches, and a lot of times, sometimes you'll get like CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, but like most times they're using this shit for vibes. Like they're having a regular WWE street fight in a cage because two men are in a cage, and that's what is big to them. Two men are in a cage and they're having a match, which is why we can be glad that other companies exist and they see the cage aspect and they're like, well, that means violence because that's what people want to see, where WWE doesn't. But they don't even, they're only bleeding there. And I know maybe because people have been doing blade jobs lately, people thought, well, maybe it'll be some fun, maybe it'll be violent and Hell in a Cell tonight. But I would say, have you watched any Brock Lesnar matches the past 5 to 10 years, bro? There was not going to be that much effort into this, But he did, for what they were expected to do, it was all right. It was fine. It was fine. It did the job. It fucked up the finish, but we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we will. We got Aubrey who said I was there live. How did you enjoy the show from the live perspectives? Let us know. Aubrey also adds, I don't want to see Oba versus Roman. I don't want him to be the Roman Reigns of Vortex, be buried and take a loss. Him versus CM Punk. I don't
yeah.
I think maybe it could be a better matchup, but it's not this. Oba Femi beating Roman Reigns to win the world championship solidifies him as the top guy. Oba Femi beating CM Punk just makes him a guy.
Yeah.
Like that's the difference. That's the difference. Like I think that people get so in their head of, oh, Roman bloodline bad, and they don't realize the point of a Roman Reigns Oba Femi matchup is not for him to get stuck in the bloodline vortex, is for him to beat the number one guy in the company. Like CM Punk is a great professional wrestler. He has never been number one guy in this company.
Never will be.
So like Oba Femi he needs to beat that number one guy. Beating number 2, number 3, number 4 does nothing in comparison to beating Roman Reigns. We got here Chuck Berries who says everyone has different standards for what they want their wrestling to be, so it all depends on what their standards are, in my opinion. I agree.
Do you have low ass standards or what? Is the question.
basically Escudero is once again send us a super chat donation. Thank you, good sir. You've been helping us out a lot. Yes, he says also thank you guys for being yourself. We appreciate you. You're a good brother, sir. Mr. Town says, what's up, guys, in chat? I keep seeing a lot of people saying that WWE SummerSlam Night 1 was just fine. I think that's like the biggest compliment that it's worthy of, in my opinion. It was fine. It was fine. Fine show. Nothing. I was gonna say nothing horribly bad, and then I remembered. I was like, no, there was something horribly bad. There was something horribly bad. We got Alan Banky with a super chat donation. Thank you so much, Alan, for the support. He says, or they could have Oba lose to Roman in his first shot and then win the Rumble and then beat Roman at Mania.
No, I hate that.
I would hate that. Yeah, I would hate that.
Oh, who's this? Fucking Road Dogg? Is this Bruce Pritchard? Which one of you guys is this? I know
this is like the Tommy Dreamer book of shit. Like, oh, let's build some adversity. Oh, but there's no fucking adversity. Like, you just beat Brock
with the Dudleys, man.
Stop listening to the Dudleys, y'all. Mr. Town says, I gotta ask, was AEW Redemption better than WWE SummerSlam Night 1? Josh?
Yeah. Absolutely.
John agrees. Yes. I will. Spoiler alert for our ratings at the end of the show. I will be giving this show a lower rating that I gave Redemption. So yes. You are.
I mean, hey, it's again with WWE is like it's so fucking hard to fucking rate them because again, when you gotta rate something off a scale of like, oh, I hope it doesn't suck. That's not necessarily a good thing. But with WWE, I guess they'll take it. Like, oh, you see, guys, look, positive reaction, yeah. And it's like, well, I mean, that's not saying much. So
we also got another super chat donation here. You guys are killing it today. We got one from LMNL who says, worst finish I ever saw. 10K finishers to win a match. No selling a tombstone on wood. Brock looks weak at his own retirement. Waste of a Taker homage. I mean, yeah, there's a lot to say about the Hell in a Cell. There's a lot that I liked about the overall presentation of what they did by the end of it. And there was stuff that they just got totally wrong and missed the point. And most of all, one thing I will say here, this was a fucking waste of time. The trilogy between Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi, Oba beating him at SummerSlam in Hell in a Cell did not accomplish anything that you didn't accomplish at WrestleMania.
Oh, no, that's the biggest problem for me. It was like, it was a waste of time, and I said it. I see everybody getting excited. Oh, you know, Brock passed the torch. It's like, well, he did that shit back at fucking Mania. Like, there was no point of this. Like, at least to me, there was absolutely no point. What was the difference? Brock got on the mic and like acknowledged it. Like, the fuck? I don't give a fuck about that. This was a waste of time. Like, you didn't need to do this. You didn't need to do this, especially when you had this man win King of the Ring. Had him vacate his title shot for this shit. It's a waste of time.
Just mostly trying to figure out what was the story here. Like, what was the story here? You know, he beat Brock Lesnar at Mania. Lesnar fake retired. Holy shit!
Oh, bless you.
Yeah,
bless you.
I'm allergic to this fucking trash. Yeah.
He's allergic to this Hell in a Cell match, guys.
It's a fake retirement at WrestleMania. He comes back, he beats Oba Femi, and then Oba Femi's like, I won King of the Ring, but I don't give a fuck about championships. I just want to fight Brock Lesnar. So, like, they're lovers, or is this a fucking underlying theme I'm missing here because I'm not in tune? Or we're obsessed with each other. You know, I love you, Brock. You love me. Otherwise, I don't know what the fuck was the point of this, much like you guys said.
Yeah, it's a fucking waste of time.
Didn't make
it's a waste of time.
Didn't make any sense. Sense
you know. Yeah, and it's just funny, you know, people, you know, like, because when I posted that, I think there were some people who were like trying to like, so like on my stories, I posted like I posted about the Punk moonsault. I had fucking Punk fans trying to defend it. Yeah, people were fucking defending it. And I was like, shut the fuck up. One person I laughed at and they got upset because I laughed at them. Because I'm just like, oh, well, he was working on a bad knee. That don't mean shit. Punk did. He did a fucking moonsault like fat fuck. Like, why is he doing a moonsault like he's never done it before? You know what I mean? Like, it was.
He always does it that way. He calls it a Terry Funk tribute.
Which is like,
I just think that's I can't get over.
I think that's a big excuse. That's just a bad excuse because I'm like, if you can't do it, just don't fucking do it. Like, just don't do it. And then yet you attempted it. Not only he attempted it and it looked like shit, he completely missed Cody.
But like, if the match was telling a story about his knees, you know, why did he do a moonsault? That's the worst move you can do.
That's stupid.
Fucked up.
No, that's exactly what I told that person. I'm like, that makes it even worse. That makes that excuse even worse. Because it's like, well, I'm supposed to believe something like, oh wait, he had a bad knee, so I'm gonna attempt one of the hardest moves to pull off.
I'm gonna land right on my knees.
Great.
I'm gonna hit my finisher using my knees. I'm gonna do like nothing matters. I don't know, fuck this. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's stupid.
We got a super chat donation.
These are Punk fans who are defending this shit. That's what I'm saying. Like, these were like Punk fans who are trying to defend this shit, and it's just like, just call it like it is. Like, we could sit here and say like Punk has had one of the best years as a WWE star. Like what Sid said, like WWE Wrestler of the Year, which I agree with. But sometimes people have stinkers. This was an all-time stinker for Punk.
We got Valab who sends a super chat donation. He says, I watched the show with my brother, and even together, we were bored out of our minds. It's at best fine. Solo Dolo and Morning Glory were our pops. I mean, yeah, I pop for that. I thought the first half of the show was objectively better than the second half of the show. The second half of the show had 2 disappointing matches and one of the worst matches of the year. While the first half of the show had a very good opener, a very good return match, and a funny little multi-man matchup. That was when the first half is much better than the second half, it's always gonna leave a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths. We got here another super chat donation from our good friend Adrian Carpenter. Thank you so much for the support. He says there was 2 matches worse than that chain match, that double change match. I know which other matchup you're referring to. It's the one we've already talked about. We've literally talked about the worst match of the year, the worst match of the show, like it's Voldemort, which I think is hilarious. We should just treat it like Voldemort until we get to that matchup.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We got next another super chat donation from Willis Wheeler, who says, I was watching Ashe wrestling instead of WWE. You made the right choice, sir.
Smart man
Right there. We got another super chat donation from Andrew Brown, who says, will Roman work Oba or will he refuse? More than likely he will refuse until WrestleMania.
Yeah, I was gonna say he'll delay it as long as he can. I promise you that. I'll fuck around and I believe he'll delay it past this year's WrestleMania, but we'll see.
I can see that. I can definitely see that. Ecuador with another super chat donation as well. Thank you so much. We've already hit our super chat goals, so thank you guys. We'll be doing a SummerSlam matchup as part of GOAT Match series. Thank y'all.
Yes. We're going to Grand Slam Mexico, baby. We're going to Grand Slam Mexico.
This man right here will be there. Ecuador saying Grand Slam Mexico will heal you guys. I feel I literally added Grand Slam Mexico predictions at the last minute to the True Hill Heat flagship podcast because I know what doing predictions for SummerSlam would have done to Josh and Chrissy mentally. So I was like, let me leave them on a good note and talk about this show.
No, I'm usually fine. You know, when you get so numb to the bullshit, it's like, you know, Top Guy, he's the one I worry about because every time that he couldn't get brought up, he gets depressed.
I'm so numb to the bullshit. I got all my predictions wrong on this show because I'm so disconnected that I couldn't even see. Like, yeah, I knew that there was a chance that Team Solo was gonna win. Yeah, I knew there was a chance Liv Morgan was gonna win. But I booked and I did my predictions based on what would be something interesting coming out of SummerSlam, and they chose let me do the safest thing possible. I should always know WWE will do the safest thing possible with all the results.
Yep.
I mean, at least you got the Orton part right.
I did.
We before we start, I thought these were interesting. Bleacher Report released their ratings for SummerSlam, and I was like, these are really interesting. They gave EO versus Liv a C+. The Bloodline 6-man got a B-. Gunther Aldis B-. Fatal Influence Bella Paige C.
What?
Oh, you got to be what?
Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk B+.
What?
And Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar B+. So
you see what I mean? You see what I mean? Like,
couple of sexists in here. I don't know about you guys. I feel like we might have just rated that opening low because they're women, but oh shit. I just thought that was funny.
Wow. What I'm not even going to badmouth anybody from Bleacher Report. I know people that work there. So, hey,
I will.
More power to you.
Y'all can. You hate women. You hate Liv. You hate Io. You think they're bad because they don't have wieners, but they had a better match.
They had a better match than all the guys last night. What are we talking about? Jesus Christ! We got even more super chat
Holy
donations,
shit,
guys.
bro.
We got C Delgado, who says, "Thank you so much, C Delgado." He says, "Big question mark for night 2. Will Jade shoot kill someone?" I mean, it's a ladder match to be fair. So
She should. She should. I'm waiting for the day. It happens at
To be
Japan
honest,
all the time.
he
Someone
said-
just pulls out a gun in the
He
ring.
said, "Shoot, kill someone." I mean, honestly, Shooter doesn't even have to shoot. It'll probably just be a botch from her end. She'll probably be too something. She'll try to do something too stiff. You know. I mean, I hope it doesn't happen, but it wouldn't surprise me.
we also got another super chat donation from Matthew Hooks, who said, "Had a crappy health week." I'm sorry to hear that, Matthew. And he says, "And then WWE sucked." And I'm okay. Well, you had me in the first half, but I like how it ended.
Like, damn.
And then finally, we got a huge super chat donation from Chuck Berries, who never is going to not be a part of a super chat party like we're having today. He says, "All of these super chats coming in, y'all know I had to play my part. LOL. You see, that's how you know that we are passionate about this wrestling shit, because we have to display our anger and frustration in such a creative way. It's WWE sucks right now."
Oh my god. Yo, that's oh my god. Man, we're gonna get blamed for that.
It fucking stinks.
It's not good right now. It's just
don't worry.
Right
I'll say it now. I know there's a burner account somewhere. Just say it. You're getting paid by AEW. Like, it's okay.
Please. We invite anyone who feels the need, who feels so passionate about what we're saying about this show. If you feel differently, let us know in the chat. But please, if you're just gonna say, "Oh, you're getting paid by Tony Khan and stuff," let us know what you liked about SummerSlam. That's the challenge that y'all have today. Don't just complain about what we're saying. Kind of say what you thought and why you think differently. Let us know in the live.
Yeah, it's okay. Like, come on, like, they could come out. These guys could come out like from the woodworks. I know they're lurking. I could see it. You know that gif of the lady like that's looking. I know that's what they're doing right now. Like, I know they want to come out. Just say it. Just I
don't know. Anybody who fully defends this show is completely lost, but you know what? You can have it. You can have this show because they're gonna give you more of it, just like it. So you're in luck.
Exactly. You'll get the same show tonight, except worse. Anyway, we got live from Minneapolis, Minnesota is SummerSlam Night 1. What? Okay, like we do with every pay-per-view review here on the channel. Give me one word, one phrase to give your overall thoughts on last night's SummerSlam. John.
Mid.
Josh.
It was fine with a question mark. Fine.
Parts serviceable, parts absolute shit.
I think that's why to me is like fine. Like, there are things I did like about the show. There are things, but then the stuff that should have been good, man, that was rough.
We got a difference.
I think that's what kind of makes it compelling too. Where it's like, damn, the one match you banked on, and the first matches of the night.
No. Safet says mid. We got Tech who says satisfied. We got King Greg who says fine. 107 Carnage says sucked. We got Paul Up who says boring. We got MCats who says disappointed. We got Jose said it existed. We got Davion who says half an hour. This is probably the most wide range of words that we've gotten to describe a pay-per-view PLE ever.
I'm not gonna lie, yo. The best one was it existed.
It existed. I think that's the most accurate one. It existed.
My god.
So the show kicks off live in the building with singer. You know, they've gotten so many great singers throughout the years for these big show WWE events.
Oh boy.
Aretha Franklin, I think Alicia Keys one time did the national anthem.
She
But to
did.
do God
She
Bless
did?
America is world famous Vaughn Evelyn. Oh my God, it's Vaughn Evelyn. And for those who aren't aware who Vaughn Evelyn is, look very closely at her face. Look very closely at her nose. And I'll give
Oh,
you
no.
one hint whose daughter that is. Yes, it's the game, Triple H's daughter, as well as Stephanie McMahon, of course. Vaughn Evelyn doing God Bless America. I'm sure that she's a lovely young lady that's gonna have a bright future. I bet she's like very smart. I'm sure that Hunter and Steph are very proud of her for this achievement that she achieved on this day, and I'm wishing the best for her in everything that she does, whether it's singing, whether it's anything else. This performance fucking sucked.
I was gonna say she'll have a bright future, but it won't be in singing.
It won't be in singing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like she was so off key. Oh my God.
I didn't know how I was gonna talk about this because I was like, all right, technically that's a little girl, right? I imagine. So I'm not gonna be like,
this is why I preference everything with.
But
I wish the best for her. Yeah. The performance was not good.
I mean, sometimes you guys just go off nepotism. Like sometimes
I'm gonna give you the truth, man. When it comes to pro wrestling, I don't give a fuck about nepotism. Net wrestling was at that's when nepotism was running wild. We cut it too far.
Nepotism is bad when the other person is just bad, and it's like opportunity because of their parents. So
nepotism is bad when it's David Flair. Nepotism is not bad when it's Charlotte Flair. You see,
exactly.
That's a good. That's a good shout because like that's what I was actually thinking. Like nepotism is not a bad thing. It's just bad when the person sucks. Like,
but yeah, we didn't get. C. Delgado says, when does she get kidnapped by the corporate ministry? That's when I'll be interested.
Oh God. Oh God.
Oh my God.
But now it is time to get into the action, and we kicked off SummerSlam Night 1 with Io Sky challenging Liv Morgan for the WWE Women's World Championship. Liv wore gear to the ring that was voted on by the fans through a poll at Wingstop at the Wingstop app. Morgan is undefeated at SummerSlam, according to Michael Cole, with victories over Ronda Rousey and Rhea Ripley a couple of years ago. The commentaries also made note that this was Liv's first title defense since winning the championship in April at WrestleMania. Sky stomped Morgan in the corner. She hit the double knees to the chest. The fight went out of the ring, and Sky floored Morgan with a forearm before she tried to do a move into the ring barricade, but Morgan tripped her up. Back in the ring, Morgan leveled her with a shotgun dropkick. Morgan stomped and kicked away at Sky. She gave Sky the three amigos, which she doesn't do the cleanest, but she still does it better than Dom, which is hilarious. Then followed up with an enziguri. Morgan backed Sky in the corner and hits a running knee. We get Sky and Morgan fighting to the outside, where Sky hits her with the stiff-looking sunset flip powerbomb to the floor hard. Back in the ring, you get Sky, who went up top for the over the moonsault, but then Roxanne Perez came out to distract the referee. This leads to Raquel Rodriguez coming out and chokeslamming Io off the top rope. Liv follows up and gets the cover, but she's only able to get two. You get Sky, who regrouped and sent Morgan over the top rope to the floor. She then takes out the rest of the Judgment Day with a huge moonsault off the top rope to the floor. Sky breaks up a Morgan who's going up top, and she hits her with a beautiful looking Spanish fly off the top and gets a near fall. We get the boos and the yay from one another. We get Morgan, who went for the Oblivion, but Sky is able to counter it with a version of Crossroads. She then follows up with an Oblivion of her own for a great pop from the fans, and she gets a near fall. Sky bounced to the top and went for the over the moonsault, but Morgan got out of the way. Morgan came off the middle rope with a code breaker and got another near fall. She goes for the Oblivion, but Sky reverses once again. She ducks it, slips onto the apron, and hits a German suplex onto it. She then follows up with the bullet train to Morgan against the ring post, but she hurts her own knee. She tries to follow up with over the moonsault, but Morgan's able to get her feet up. Morgan goes for Oblivion yet again, but this time Sky reverses it by doing a headstand out of it. Great reversal, but Morgan is ready for it. She hits her with the code breaker, then follows up with the Oblivion to finally get the 1, 2, 3 and retain the WWE Women's World Championship. Really good matchup. I thought they went out there and they had a much faster paced matchup than they did at Night of Champions. They were in there. They were hitting each other hard, having a physical encounter, making things exciting, had some big spots. Liv was bumping all over the place and really put on our working boots. And Io Sky reminded everybody why she's the best wrestler in the company. And I said best wrestler, not best women's wrestler. She's the best wrestler, period, in this damn company. And I love Gunther, love Seth. Io's the best. I'm gonna give this one. I'm gonna be the high man for this one. And I don't know if I'm the high man, but I'll start off high and I'll say 4 stars. Josh?
It was a really good opening match. For the most part, you're always critical on Liv, but this was a good match. Part of it is because she was working with Io at least. And this match was definitely better than Night of Champions. Like, a lot better, in my opinion. For this to be an opening spot, this could have been make or break the show. For it to start it and to actually have a good match, people, there was some hope for some people when it came to it, at least. But overall, I thought it was a good match. As far as like who should have won it or not, in my end, I mean probably Io, just because Liv hasn't defended it. But obviously they're doing something with Liv that they kept the title on her now, even though this is only been her fucking first defense in 4 months. I mean, everybody got on Jade for not defending the title. Like, Jesus Christ, where's the same energy for Liv? Like, that's kind of ridiculous, but she won, she won, and let's see where it goes from here.
John?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna go 4 stars on it, honestly. 3.5 was short, and the beginning was a little iffy, but we really picked it up, especially after that Judgment Day interference. Like, once they got it out the way early, I was like, what are we doing here? And then they just had a full straight on fair match that Liv won clean. And as an EO fan at first, I was like, oh, that's hard to swallow. But Liv hadn't defended in 100 days, and then they were catching shit about it online. And Triple H sees her as a ring general also. You're gonna go out there and you're gonna prove that you can be a champion. So you defend the belt, you pin the best wrestler on our roster, and that's how you get someone over. Unfortunately for EO fans, but it was good. I mean, listen, you got to be good if you can drag Liv to a 3.5. I'm sorry. I know people love trouble, but that's not enough for me. I need that in ring acumen. And Liv is, I mean, I know Triple H, I know she does the job that he needs her to do, for sure. That doesn't always agree with my tastes, especially their last match. Io Sky basically worked from under the whole time, so like it was slow, and it felt like Io was like trying to let Liv catch up.
Yeah.
This match, Io was doing all the work. Liv was like trying to keep up with her, and she did. So it set the tone. It was good. It did what it had to do. I can't say anything bad about this match. As a matter of fact, it was one of the better matches of the night. So kudos to them. 3.5, a B+, whatever fuck you want to, however you want to rate that. Good stuff.
uh, we're on the same page as far as it being a good matchup. But do you guys think that this was the right result? Because I couldn't. I just was looked at this result and I was just like, this doesn't change anything. You literally had Io Sky beat Liv Morgan to win the Queen of the Ring. She then got built up. You had Liv get cursed. You had all this stuff that could have set up Io winning, and then that actually changes the dynamic of the Judgment Day, because for the first time in the Judgment Day, Raquel would have a singles title and Liv wouldn't. Thus, it can cause some dissension and some jealousy within the group, changing its dynamic and making it interesting again. Whereas this result just made it the same as before. And Liv Morgan is the same as before with the "I'm the greatest women's champion of all time." And fuck you. Jesus Christ, that's annoying.
I'm sitting in this writer's room and I'm thinking, should I make my job harder? Or should we keep on doing the same shit we do every week and get paid to do, man? I don't know, man. We're gonna do the same shit. I knew.
And no, 107 Carnage. No, knowing the English language does not make Liv a better on the mic than Io Sky. Io Sky speaking Japanese, Io Sky with broken English is better than "I'm the greatest women champion of all time." Liv has not cut a good promo in over a year. Let's be real.
Yeah, I don't remember. I guess that one time, the first time she came out with the really short shorts and she was still trying to court Dominic. Like, it's been that long.
Yeah.
But as far as the right choice, when Io beat Liv at Queen of the Ring and then challenged Liv immediately, I knew immediately like Liv was gonna get her win back. That's just the way WWE does things. We talked about this before. They have their train tracks that they never get off of. You know, like, it's not like a vehicle and you're free to drive on the road. They are on train tracks and they don't move, and they are always going to go down those tracks. And we need Liv Morgan to have this fucking title. As a matter of fact, when she hadn't defended the title and when commentary just kept bringing it up, it's been 100 days and no defenses, and it was like a heel thing now. I was like, oh, she's not going anywhere. As a matter of fact, she's not going to defend that shit again for 3 more months. It's a heel tactic now. You see, the fans don't like it, so you really got them where you want them.
We got him now. What about you, Josh? What did you think about the result?
Like I said, I thought they would have gone with Io just because, you know, with Liv in that situation with Liv, they haven't really been doing much as far as like giving her challengers. They haven't done nothing for her. It's been 4 months. You know, they have her stuck in this vortex of doing Danhausen stuff or cutting promos, like you're saying, like she's saying that she's the greatest women's champion of all time when she hasn't defended it. So how can you be the greatest of all time? Pretty sure the Gooners are happy with that. You know, because they'll defend anything that she does, right? She goes out there, oh my God, she was great. What did she do? She didn't do nothing. Like, you know? So I'm like, for me, I thought they would have gone that route, but I don't know, man. Like, I would have been fine with it. Like, I would have been, which is, again, it's not like I'm angry about it or like mad, like, oh, that Io should have won, because Io's already been a multi-time champion. Io doesn't really need it, you know, in a sense of like, you know, somebody who would need a championship or need a push. Io doesn't really need it because she's been there, done that. But as far as like what you do with Liv going forward, that's the biggest question for me. Is like, all right, you have her win, but then what's next? Because 4 months to not defend the title. I mean, Roman Reigns defended the title more in these few months than she has, and that's kind of sad. I expected that from Roman, like, oh, he's first time defending it. You know, but we'll see. As far as the result, it's not like I'm angry about it. I just thought they would have gone with Io.
Yeah. Matthew Hook saying that this WWE women's division is booked like garbage. This is one of the worst booking years as far as the women's division in WWE. It shouldn't.
It shouldn't be. But then when you have creative the way that you've been having them, it's like everything that you've been wanting or people envision, they've gone the complete opposite, which is crazy. Like, I don't think I've seen WWE in this sphere of like where we think one thing is gonna go a certain way, and it is the complete opposite. You know.
We got a super chat donation here from our good friend King Greg. Thank you so much, King Greg, for the support. He says, super chat party! Ow! Boom, 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 boom. Thank you so much, King Greg, for the super chat donation and joining the super chat party today. But let's get back into the action. Before we do that, we get a couple of guests, a couple of legends at ringside. The world's strongest man, Mark Henry. We got X-Pac, Sean Waltman is there, as well as Dangerous Dan Spivey is in Minnesota for SummerSlam, and the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, who is basically the go-to legend that they have at every show.
It's cool they still call Jimmy Hart there because he doesn't really have anything left. Hulk Hogan's gone.
Nah, he was like he lost his seat on the Hogan coattails roller coaster that he's been on for the last 30 years. Next match on the card, we get the Bloodline, the Usos, and Jacob Fatu facing Team Solo, LA Knight, who got a huge pop from these fans, Royce Keys, who got no reaction whatsoever, and Solo Sikoa, who got a pretty decent in the middle of his two partners type of reaction. The Bloodline B team got a good reaction of their own. No yeet music and dancing from the Usos on this occasion, and LA Knight definitely got the biggest reaction of anyone in this matchup. Knight's team charges the ring, and the match is on. LA Knight and Jimmy Uso got lost within seconds of this match starting. It's like they don't know if they want to do a big boot, a clothesline over the top rope, or a backdrop over the top rope, and they just get lost and they just stand there for a quick second until Jimmy Uso takes out Keys and Knight with a dive to the outside. We get Solo in the ring with Jay Uso. They start going at it with one another with Solo getting the better of Jay, and then he gives the sound guy the signal for the run it back, and they start playing the yeet music, and Solo starts yeeting, and the crowd is loving every single second of this. They start popping for Solo throughout. So Jacob Fatu tags in, and he gets dropped by a Solo Sikoa Samoan drop, and then Solo starts doing the Jacob Fatu stutter dance and stuff and making the crowd laugh even more. But then he turns around and eats a super kick as a result. Fatu followed up with the Samoan drop and a senton, and then Jimmy stomped away at Solo. The Bloodline would work over Solo for a bit of the matchup as the crowd started chanting, "Let's go Solo." Fatu hit Sikoa with a hip attack in the corner. Fatu then dropped Knight with a super kick to send him to the floor. Sikoa and Fatu clotheslined each other as throughout the heat on Solo, you had the Bloodline being like, you had Jacob who said, "We loved you, Solo. We love you, Solo. Come home to the family, Solo." And you hear the Usos on the apron be like, "Come home, Solo. Stop playing, Solo." You get Knight and Jay, they tag in, and Knight was all babyface fire. He knocked Jimmy and Jacob off the apron. Knight then hits a big elbow for a near fall on Jay. He came back, and Jay was able to hit him with the spear and gets a near fall of his own. We get Jay, who went up top, and Knight popped up and hits a superplex off the top. But Jimmy dove off another corner and hits a splash. We get Sikoa, who took Jimmy out with the spinning Solo. We get Sikoa, who took out Jimmy with that, and then Fatu took out Solo with the implant DDT. We get Keys, who drove Fatu through the mat with a spine buster. Fatu and Keys went to the floor. You get Fatu, who charged at Keys at one point, and Keys hits him with this fucking power slam over the timekeepers area into the over the barricade into the timekeepers area. That looked great. That was probably the spot of the whole matchup. Back in the ring, you get Jay, who was hit with another spear from Jay who hits Knight with another spear, and then Jimmy comes off the top rope with the Uso splash. Knight is able to kick out at 2.5. We get the Usos who set up Knight for the 1D, but then Solo comes onto the apron. He grabs Jimmy. He hits him with the Samoan spike. This takes Jimmy out of play, so Knight is able to catch Jay with the BFT. He gets the 1-2-3 to pick up the victory for Team Solo here. I thought this was a pretty fun TV matchup that was on pay-per-view. Pretty fun for what it was. It was a lot like confusing. I think that they were kind of all over the place. Like I said before, it felt like they lost their footing or lost their where they were immediately upon this match starting. But the highlight and what made this really entertaining was LA Knight being so over and having that babyface fire when he came in. And most of all, Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa was the fucking star of this matchup, and it's great to see the crowd has connected with him as a babyface because he's so naturally funny, and he was great in this matchup. Overall, I'm going to give this match 3 stars. John?
Yeah, I mean, like 3 stars is pretty good to me because, I mean, LA Knight was fine. LA Knight is going to get the big reaction. LA Knight's got the attention. He's going to get the big push after this immediately, but it was Solo Sikoa that was the star, man. And it's so great to see this develop because we had seen, like, I mean, I had seen flashes of this for a while now, especially as in the MFTs when he's like on the ring doing his little fucking bullshit on the outside. Like, I'm like,
no, when he does when he does this face stuff. It's so naturally funny. Like, it's so naturally funny. I was like, this guy's gonna be a great babyface. He has like that rock comedic timing in him.
There's just so many, and there's so many smaller moments because it's not about fucking grabbing the mic and telling your shit jokes. You know, it's about knowing what to do and when to do it. And Solo is that guy. Like, he's as soon as he started the MFTs, I was like, he's fucking miscast. This dude clearly has some sort of charisma that they're not tapping into, and he was good enough to get them to see it. And so apparently there's reports that it was supposed to be a short-term thing. I imagine he would have turned here.
I imagine he would have turned and he would have joined up with the Bloodline. Yeah. He would have. They would have done that tonight. Bro. They wouldn't have done that in the matchup because that's too predictable. They would have done it in the match tonight.
I prefer they stay away from that. Like, there's no reason to go back to so. Why would you revert Solo Sikoa after he finally isn't that what you wanted from him? Like, he finally broke out. He's his own character. People are behind him, and because it's WWE, I still believe sometime this fall they'll turn him back and he'll be standing there with his fucking finger in the air. And then we'll be asking ourselves again, is Solo ever going to turn on Roman? No, you're fucking back in 2022, man. Good stuff, though. The Gears of War entrance was cool. I mean, sponsorship stuff can be up and down, but as far as, like, entrances, this was pretty cool. And there was a funny-ass spot where Royce Keys is on the turnbuckle.
And he can't get his footing.
Jimmy Uso, and it was his footing, but also he couldn't get Jimmy. Jimmy looked scared for his life. He was like,
Jimmy was holding on to the top rope.
And at one point, Royce just like yanks him and just does it. It was fucking out of me. Jimmy had this look on his face like he thought he was gonna die. It was great.
True. What did you think, Josh?
Like you guys said, the match was, I mean, I felt like it would have been fine like on TV, but what put it, at least for me, like what made it watchable or like entertaining or for like a paper, like a PLE was Solo's interactions. You know, he was getting the crowd into it. When he did that yeet thing, I thought that was fucking hilarious because it was like, so not only I want to say random, but the fact that the freaking music guy went along with it, I thought that made it even more funny. Like, that made it more funny because I was like, yo, like the way they bought into it, it's freaking hilarious. You know, And we were saying it yesterday, man. I was praising this man. I was like, yo, like we finally see something from him. Like we finally see like a character from Solo, and it's natural because it's Solo being Solo. Because we've been hearing reports that Solo is one of the funniest guys backstage. You know, he's just naturally funny. So the fact that we've been able to see that, I mean, it's good. I like that fact, but I also think that, yeah, he should not be with the Bloodline. And I said that yesterday in the chat. I was just like, yeah, I was like, I hope they keep him babyface, and I don't want him in the Bloodline. I think those are the two things for him right now. Just because he goes into a Bloodline, he's gonna fall to like another guy, because that's what Jay basically is right now. Anyway, people kind of wanted that from Jay, to be fair, but we kind of seen that like now Jay is in the Bloodline. He's doing less of the yeet stuff, you know. So I guess people in their way kind of got what they wanted when it comes to that. But Solo, this is something that he needed. So the fact that they're going along with it, I like. And then the match itself, like I said, it was okay. There was some missteps in the beginning. Obviously LA Knight is over. I just like the fact that when you see LA Knight, you see how the crowd gets behind him. Right. And I think because WWE has been so against them, I think that's what's kind of making the crowd more and more getting behind LA Knight, because everybody sees it. So for him to get like the reaction that he gets, right? It's so funny that Triple H made a comment yesterday about like, 99% of the people that, they get opportunities, that's the ones that, but it's like, what about this guy? Like, LA Knight, he's obviously over with the crowd. Crowd's behind him. You're not giving him nothing because you just don't like him.
He's a shot to lose to Roman.
But that's like,
you were wrong.
But the thing is, you already lost to Roman. He lost to Roman.
But in 2026,
you see
heavyweight championship.
You see that's the Paul Levesque bullshit I'm talking about. So I was like, you're not gonna fool me with that. But I just think that there's something there, and I'm like, as long, I don't know. I don't know if he pissed on somebody's coffee. I don't know what it is. They clearly don't like that guy. We saw it from Unreal Season 2. They clearly don't like LA Knight for whatever reason. He's just one of those guys that is the wrong guy that's getting over in WWE, unfortunately.
So to reference, you referenced it, but I don't know if everybody knows what you're talking about. Triple H during the SummerSlam post show was asked by the media about a comment made by Damian Priest about all the same talent being in the top spots. Triple H responded, says, Look, I get that. If you're the guy that wants to take the spot, it's frustrating when there's guys above you that have the spot. And that's the thing. We're in a period of time where there's a lot of top performers in top spots that over time have earned those spots and are selling tickets and are incredibly popular. And so you really have to do something. The narrative of it's my turn, I've been here for a while, there's no turns. That's not how it works. You earn a spot. Believe me, if somebody is getting over more than somebody else, we move that person into the spot, move the other person down. But it's not just that. It's not that. It's not just they're getting the loud crowd reaction. Are they going to be good in that spot? Are they going to hold up their end of the bargain? Are they going to screw up if we give it to them? Are they going to make a mistake that we regret? There's all those things factored in. The right human being, the right position. And I love the fact that sometimes talent are like, well, it's frustrating. Great. That means work harder, you loser. Get yourself there. Figure it out. Figure the way. Figure how it gets done. It's not on me. I seen a million talent succeed because of what they do. Because I do what I do. Not because of storyline or creative that they gave them the spot. 99% of the time in this business, the person gets over and then gets the push. That's how it works. That's how it's supposed to work. You go, do you, then we follow it, because otherwise, most of the time, they will choke on it if it's not what the fans believe in. Big believer in, if you want the spot, go take it. It's all there for anyone to take. Whenever anybody says, I don't know why I'm not in that spot. Are you more over than Cody? More over than Roman, Punk, Liv, Io, the people in that spot? Get there. Get there. Make those crowd reactions. Whatever you need to make it happen, that's what we're all here for you to do.
As Carmelo Hayes rock.
I love that mentality, because I think that it makes people work harder. And if they're not willing to work to get the spot, then you shouldn't have it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
it sounds
funny?
Nice. It does sound nice when he says it. I'm sure it sounds nice to him. And then you look around and you see all the people that got over and never went anywhere. I'm sure
so
Carmelo Hayes wants to hear that.
No, it's funny because there's a Carney indie promoter that I know who basically defended Triple H on it, and I laughed at him. Like, I put a laughing reaction, and then I think he tagged me saying, "What's so funny?" And I was like, "There's a whole lot that you're agreeing with that's funny." I was like, and then I think I even mentioned the fact that he owes $11K to somebody, but you know. The fact that you have somebody like that defending the bullshit. I mean, a lot of what Triple H said, I mean, I'm like, yeah, he could be right. But at the same time, it's like, how many talents have you seen in WWE who've been over and they're at the same spot? LA Knight, prime example, like I said. Guy's over as fuck. And he's still in freaking level 1.
Former U.S. champion. That's all he can get. All he can get is a token U.S. title run. That's all we got for you, brother. But yeah, Triple H is the worst. I don't know why. I do know why he decided to bring back the press conference. Is because he canceled the press conference last year at SummerSlam when the lawsuit was still going on, and they brought back Brock Lesnar. The lawsuit has hit operation. They just had Brock Lesnar put over the new guy in Oba Femi. He was like, the coast is clear. The coast is clear. I can come back.
He filled the room with fucking WWE radio guys, which I was like, oh, that's it. That's a funny little trick you did there. The guy, there's WWE radio guys who have connections with other outlets, so they just say their other outlet, and it sounds like, I'm Rick Ucchino or whatever from the Takedown, but also on WWE Radio.
Yeah, Rick Ucchino works with me at Sports Illustrated,
which is fine. I mean, he's not a bad guy. I'm just saying it's very interesting. You got a WWE Radio.
Yeah, he was the first one. He was the first one who told me that they were doing the press conference again, and I was just like,
I wonder why.
Nigga think he's slick. He really think he's slick. I see you, nigga. I see you. Like, that's how I want to say to Triple H. Like, I know why you're doing this. But it's time to get into the third match on this card. It is Gunther, the ring general, going one-on-one with his boss, SmackDown general manager Nick Aldis. What a decision by WWE to get Oasis Morning Glory for Nick Aldis' entrance in his first ever WWE match at SummerSlam. He comes out in a big stadium filled with 35,000 fans to Oasis. This is every Englishman's dream. Even me, a transplant British man. That is my dream as well. Gunther jumped out of the ring right after a brief exchange to stand on the announcer's table and taunt Aldis for a bit. Back in the ring, you get Gunther, who caught Aldis with a chop, but Aldis fired back with some punches of his own. Aldis caught Gunther in midair and powered him up for a vertical suplex that looked impressive. Aldis then hopped on the middle rope, but Gunther caught him with a chop, sending him to the floor. On the floor, you get Gunther, who got in Aldis's wife's, Mickie James' face while working over Aldis. Back in the ring, you get Gunther, who put Aldis down with another hard chop. Aldis would battle back, and he would hit some chops of his own. Gunther then countered an Irish whip into the corner. Aldis reversed the whip into the corner and then caught Gunther with a backbreaker, Bret Hart style. Aldis then sent Gunther into the turnbuckle to escape the sleeper, but then Gunther fired off and cut him off with a lariat. Gunther then tried to come off the top rope, but Aldis cut him off and hits a superplex, and both men are down. At this point, the crowd is start chanting, "You still got it," to a 39-year-old man. Aldis then started another comeback. He floored Gunther with a big lariat. He then comes back with a flying clothesline. He then gives a shout out to the Davey Boy Smith with a big power slam for a near fall. Gunther missed a boot in the corner. Michael Cole called a body slam that Aldis did, a Michinoku driver. Michael Cole was historically bad on this show. This is one of the worst announcing performances by any announcer on a big show ever.
He's saying anything. Bro, it's like, that's a pop-up power bomb. That's a spine buster. Oh shit!
It's like that's definitely a spine buster, dude. That's a sky high, if anything. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? All this came off the top rope with a beautiful looking elbow drop, once to Gunther's chest and then another to his back. Throughout this matchup, over and over again, Aldis would go for the Kingsland Cloverleaf, Kingsland Cloverleaf, Kingsland Cloverleaf, but every single time Gunther found another way and another way and another way to avoid it. But finally, after the second elbow drop to the back, Gunther is locked in the Kingsland Cloverleaf. You got Gunther, who struggles and struggles, but he finally gets to the ropes to force the break. Aldis looks for another power slam, but Gunther slid out and goes for the sleeper. Aldis reverses that into his own sleeper until Gunther hits a Saito suplex. Gunther hits the power bomb, but he's only able to get two. Then he locks in another sleeper hold. Aldis is able to fight to his feet, but eventually Gunther uses his weight to get the body scissors, and he locks Aldis in, and Aldis has no choice but to tap out. I thought this was a really good matchup that exceeded expectations tremendously. Aldis did not miss a beat out there, and I was quite surprised at how over he was with this crowd. This crowd ate up every single thing in this matchup. From the minute Aldis came out with Oasis, they were firmly behind him. They rallied behind him, wanted to see him get the win, but in the end, he failed, and I thought that Gunther was so superb throughout this matchup. His timing, he was in the right spots for everything, worked very well to make and give the fans hope that Aldis could get the job done and get the win. And Aldis, he showed that he can stand toe-to-toe with one of the best in WWE. So high marks for this one. I'm going to give it 3 3/4 stars. You get, after the matchup, a standing ovation for Nick Aldis, and then Mickie James and his son came into the ring and celebrate as the Aldis family are showered in praise and cheers from the crowd in Minneapolis. Josh, what did you think about Gunther versus Nick Aldis?
I thought the match was really good. Nick Aldis looked really good. For somebody who hasn't wrestled in it's been how many years
3
now?
years.
3 years? You know, and he was dealing with injuries, so we didn't know like what we would get. But honestly, it didn't look like he really lost a step. For like how he works. I really thought it was a good match. It was more, obviously if you're gonna pair somebody up, I mean, Gunther is the right person. He can make anybody look good, and the fact that they were able to pull it off. I get it. People weren't too thrilled just because of the use of Gunther, right? And I can understand that, but if you're gonna put somebody who hasn't wrestled in a while, Gunther is the right person to fill that void. And this was, in my opinion, this was no different than that. And again, match was really good. You know, Nick Aldis finally got his WWE match, and I think it's one hell of a match to finally get your match in. So I mean, you know, I knew he wasn't gonna win, but at that point, it didn't really matter. Doesn't matter. You know, Gunther. You know, I didn't see a path where he lost anyway. But all this match really needs to do is deliver, and I felt like it delivered.
Yeah, John.
Yeah, it was great. It was Gunther did exactly what I thought he would do, and Nick Aldis held up his end of the bargain. He did blow up almost immediately. He was very tired, but that's just the nature of not getting in the ring for a while. You figure he probably should have ran some matches before he got into that weight strength conditioning training. Just ain't gonna cut it, brother. Yeah, I mean, it was really good. It was produced well. The agent did their thing. Everyone did their thing here. It didn't make Gunther look stupid. Didn't make like Aldis look bad. Is this going to make me let go of the fact that Gunther shouldn't even have been in this spot? No. But it happened. You know, the match happened. It was fine, and he got a great moment. Like Nick Aldis got this excellent moment. I know he didn't win, but he shouldn't have won. I know he knows that, and I know. But he got to have his son in the ring watching him wrestle. He got his wife there. They got a great moment afterwards. So if he never wrestles again, I'm sure he'll be very happy. He came out to Oasis. He wrestled in front of 30,000 people, and that's much more than he ever did with TNA or NWA. So good for him, man. I'm happy for him. And I did wonder though, like, okay, so they do this thing, and they're like, "We're to take your general manager position from you," and I assumed for sure that something would come from that, but they just give it back to him. Like, oh.
They literally did the whole thing on the post show where Triple H confronts him, and he gives him a letter of resignation that he's done with being the SmackDown general manager. And how this started, I thought that he was going to be like, I want to be a wrestler now. I want to be a wrestler full time. Here's my letter of resignation for being SmackDown general manager. I think I'm going to put my boots back on and I'm going to wrestle full time now. I proved something to myself tonight. But no, we go right back to the standard thing, and we just say, no, you're going to be general manager. You're not going to wrestle anymore. So we don't even know if Nick Aldis is ever going to wrestle again.
I don't know if he will, but they keep saying never say never. But I'm like, in what situation does he come back after this? Like, this probably was the one. You came back now. Yeah. Whatever, it's fine. 3.5 for me.
That's fair. We get a couple of super chat donations here. We got first up Chuck Berries, who says, I think that Survivor Series scenario is slowly coming into fruition. I just hope they don't add Seth Rollins to that shit. Oh, don't worry, Chuck Berries. You'll probably get the setup for Survivor Series tonight.
I kind of imagined it would involve the Bloodline again. You know, I was like, oh boy. And here we go. You'll never be Undisputed Era Bloodline.
Hey, they just need one more win to pass Undisputed Era's record for WarGames wins. We got another super chat donation. Thank you so much, LeVay, for the support, saying Gunther has to be undefeated when rival fam there.
It's good. It's inspiring to kill someone in front of their children. I don't know if you know that feeling.
Exactly. It's nothing gives you more joy when you humiliate somebody in front of their child. But we have made it to the fourth match on the card, and that means we are going to talk about Voldemort, because it is time to talk about Fatal Influence, JC Jane, Fallon Henley, and Lainey Reed going up against Team Total Divas, Brie Bella, Nikki Bella, and Paige. Fallon Henley and Brie Bella would kick off the matchup. We should also mention the babyfaces had basically gear, which was basically all their different signatures kind of put together. The checkerboards, the names on the backs, and the chains and the whips was all to basically represent each of the Bellas and Paige, while JC Jane and Fatal Influence came out as 1994 Shawn Michaels from SummerSlam fame. We get Fallon Henley and Brie Bella start things off. Brie almost immediately went to the yes kicks. JC and Laney were assaulted by Nikki and Paige. On the floor, you get Brie got stomped into the ring steps, and then Jane hits a cannonball into the ring steps, which is basically where Brie injures her shoulder. And then she has to wrestle the next 11 minutes with a broken shoulder or injured shoulder, and it's quite noticeable the entire step of the way. Jane squashed Brie with a senton for a near fall when they get back into the ring. They start working over Brie for a bit until Laney Reed cut her off. You get Nikki, who got the tag, and then she hits a series of clotheslines on Reed. Nikki then sent Henley into Jane and then clotheslined Jane, so she effectively DDT'd Henley. Nikki then floored Reed with a forearm. Henley then tried to interfere, but Paige broke that up with a super kick. Brie floored Jane with a forearm, and then Brie was either completely gassed or she's definitely hurt at this point, but she must have hurt her shoulder even more on that bump. The match was really falling apart at this point. This shit was an absolute mess. You got spots that look ugly. It's slow. It's plotting. Everything's moving like it's in fucking quicksand at this point. The match was really falling apart here. And then you get Paige, who got a blind tag and caught Jane with a sunset flip after pushing Nikki out the way. She then Paige got distracted with Fallon Henley at ringside, kicking her in the head. This leads to her turning around and getting hit with the rolling encore by JC Jane, who gets the 1-2-3 to pick up the victory for Fatal Influence here. I said that Brie worked the rest of the 11-minute matchup with her injured shoulder. This match went 7.5 minutes. It felt like 70. Holy shit. This is one of the worst WWE matches of the year. This is one of the worst WWE PLE matches in a couple of years. I gave this one a fucking dud. I don't remember I gave a dud on a pay-per-view or PLE review ever before. This is the definition of a fucking dud. Post-match, after this fucking monstrosity, you get Paige and the Bellas are recuperating after the matchup, and then surprise, surprise, Paige gets turned on by the Bella Twins. Nikki and Brie start attacking her. All Brie can do is give some half-hearted kicks as she holds on to her limp shoulder. Nikki is punching her in the face. She finally gives her the Rack Attack 2.0 to lay her out as her and Brie lay out their former friend. And as they're leaving, Nikki looks into the camera and says, "Don't ever take my spot," which makes absolutely no fucking sense if you actually paid attention to this story, because Nikki was injured with an ankle injury and gave her spot, literally introduced Paige at WrestleMania. All of this fucking sucks. The women's tag team division has gone through the quickest demise I have ever seen. This last year at this time, you had Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss winning the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. By the end of 2025, the women's tag team division was the best that it's ever been. You got Charlotte and Alexa having great matches on Raw and SmackDown every week against Bayley and Lyra, against Judgment Day, against all these different teams. And then once the new year hit, Triple H said, "You know what? Fuck this women's tag team division. We don't need Rhea Ripley to be in there. We don't need Io Sky to be in there. We're just going to have horrible matches, and it's going to build up to a forgettable match at WrestleMania, and we're going to put the titles on Paige and Brie Bella in the year of our Lord 2026. With the initial plan is they're going to hold the titles until Nikki is back and healthy. Nikki's going to turn on Paige, and then we're going to have the Bella Twins as the tag team champions." Nikki was out for much longer than they expected. So what did Paige and Brie do? They fucking manhandled and dominated the entire division for months. They lose the titles on a fluke when Nikki is back. Nikki comes back, sets up this matchup. Brie gets fucking injured in the fucking matchup. So now we gotta wait even longer for a Bella Twins reunion and eventual tag team title run. This shit is deplorable. Triple H should be in a prison for his booking of the women's division in 2026. It has been that shit. Josh, what did you think about this matchup and the Bellas turning on Paige afterwards?
Well, I mean, the match was complete ass. I knew, to be honest with you, I knew the match was gonna be bad. I just didn't think it would be this bad, which is saying a lot. You know, they're trying to sell people on this Bella Twins shit, this Paige shit, and you know, we gotta accept that, you know, time has passed. Time passed them. You know, Paige, you know, it's so funny with Paige because recently at Fanatics Fest, she was saying like how her heart was always in WWE. And then when she talks about her AEW run, she says that her performance suffered in AEW because her heart wasn't in it. Yet you go back to the place you wanted to go back to, and your performance still sucks. I think you just don't want to admit that you're just not the same anymore, and it's okay to admit that. You know, she had neck surgery, she was out, but it's like, sis, you haven't been good since you've been back. We just got called like it is. And, you know, with this match, there's no different. Brie gets injured, right? And then even if she gets injured, this match still would have been ass, in my opinion, because Brie has never been good. So for the fact that she even came back, it's just funny how one sister gets injured, breaks her ankle, the other one breaks her shoulder. Probably should tell both of y'all that y'all need to just hang it up. There's no point of y'all wrestling. You know, people think that they were a thing when it comes to like actual ring stuff. They were more of an influence off of reality TV. You know, we gotta call it like it is. The in-ring stuff was never your thing, and you ladies are older, so your bodies are gonna break down a lot faster. And so far since they've been back, each of them has had big injuries. This is a sign for them to just hang it up. You don't need to do this anymore. And as far as the closing angle, I mean, who the fuck didn't see that coming? I bet you a fucking blind bat probably saw that shit coming too. It did absolutely nothing for me. The match was definitely just it was bad. This was like an all-time bad. All of it all around was just like, oh boy, you put this on SummerSlam. You better hope that these ladies better hope that Dom and Danhausen is worse. That's all I'll say.
John?
Oh boy. Oh boy. This Bellas and Paige versus Fatal Influence match. One of the worst matches I've seen. I'm trying to think of something I've seen that's worse, and I can't think of something worse. Not just this year, but just in recent memory. Is I'm like, man, it wasn't just bad, you know. It was the Bellas or Brie Bella and Paige. They're not expected to go out there and wrestle like technical wrestling. They go out there, they draw the attention from the crowd that still remembers them. They get all the nostalgia. They run over the women's division that exists right now for some reason, and people are happy they saw them. That's when Paige says, "Oh, I'm a WWE girl and my heart wasn't in AEW." Yeah, because in WWE you can give mediocre ass performances and you're still gonna get that high ass reaction, and people are still gonna praise you and they're still gonna love you, and people are gonna defend you when I say you fucking sucked. In AEW, you put on a 3-star with Britt Baker, we sending you to hell. Like, that's just the way it is. You know, like, yeah, your heart wasn't in it because you can't keep up. You could never keep up. Like, Sky Blue will out wrestle you right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how bad it was for Paige and AEW. So I get it. It wasn't going to work for you there. That wasn't for you. Her job was to come to WWE, stink it up to the people that care about wrestling in the ring, and be smiles and everything else for the Total Divas fans. That's fine. I resign myself to accepting what Paige and Brie Bella are doing on television. This match was several times more offensive than the garbage they've been putting on SmackDown. Like this match, I couldn't even tell Brie was injured because everybody else sucked too. So I didn't know Brie was injured until the end when she was grabbing on her shoulder and shit. Because otherwise, it was just a mess around the rest of the mess. And even before JC, it was JC that did the cannonball, right? Onto Brie in the corner. Even before she did the cannonball, she was roughing Brie to fuck up in that corner because she sucks. And I'm saying that as somebody that I've come around on JC Jane. I like the look, I like the attitude, I like the charisma, I like everything. But I don't know, maybe she just hasn't had that right partner yet, like in the ring. Because
she's been booked like shit. Like you remember that first night, the Fatal Influence came to the main roster. Everybody was stunned by how over they were. And what did WWE do? We're going to put them on the path that we originally had for them, where they're going to do slowly gain momentum. They'll win a championship 3 months after they debuted. JC will take some losses to establish talent to keep her in the same spot until we're ready to elevate her any higher. But we're going to make them one of our projects. Whenever you're a project, that's like a death sentence in fucking WWE. Because they don't do well with these long-term projects.
No. As a matter of fact, all they did was stick a knife in their tire and pull out all the air. They flat as fuck now. I don't give a fuck about Fatal Influence anymore. And just a few months ago, it was all talk about how cool it was that they came up and they had all this aura and everything. And the crowd gave them this crazy heat. They're dead in the water now. It's been 3 months. This fucking place sucks. This booking sucks. This match sucks. People in this match suck. I don't want to see anyone anymore. I don't want to see none of y'all anymore. Brie Bella's injured. That really sucks, man. I don't want to see you anymore either. I don't give a fuck. Like, goodbye. Like silver lining, they'll have to do a Paige versus Brie Nikki Bella singles match instead of a AJ Paige versus the Bellas tag match. So maybe they'll go out there and have a worse match than this one, and we'll have another candidate for worst match of the year. But right now, this 6-woman tag match was unequivocally the worst wrestling match I have seen this year, whether it be on a major television show, a weekly show, a pay-per-view. This stunk. And the post-match angle. Bro. That's what you think. Like, the match already sucked. Everything's already over. And now this overly projected post-match angle that you can see from 10 fucking years away. Nikki standing there with her face all fucking screwed up and shit. And she just kills Paige, and Brie starts to stomp on her, but her shoulder's so fucked up that I think 2 stomps just made that shit rock, and she was like, never mind, I'm not getting involved in this beatdown. So it's just Nikki Bella just does it by herself. It was a mess. Everything was a mess. I'm like, I was more entertained by this being so bad like that was anything else on the night.
Yeah. Shit, I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
This is just, man, this is really bad. This is up there. And I thought like nothing was gonna top for me because I know Dave Meltzer liked that matchup, but I hated the men's elimination chamber this year. I thought that was the far and away from me going to be worst match of the year, but this was objectively worse. This is one of the worst matches I've seen on the WWE PLE in a very long time.
It got to a point. Yeah, it got to a point where it's like, oh, maybe that elimination chamber match wasn't so bad.
It couldn't have been so offensive because I don't even remember that shit. This match, This was going in the
I remember it
no,
quite
it was
well.
overly offensive.
It was them doing Logan Paul gets 3 eliminations and dominates the fucking chamber, and then that fucking mess where they leave the door open for the last 10 minutes of the fucking matchup where Seth jumps in, interferes, costs Logan. Then fucking Drew comes in, interferes, calls. Like, what's the point of doing a fucking elimination chamber match? And then Meltzer turns around and gives that shit 4 stars. And I was like, okay, this dude and me just don't get along. We don't see wrestling the same. That was not good.
I would put that on the writers, the agents, because as far as the people in the ring, though, like doing the things that they do, this is where I had my biggest issue. Like, with the women in this match, like it was like a bunch of babies running around in there, like just vomiting on themselves and doing nothing. You know, like that's the booking is whatever. Like WWE booking is always offensive to me. They're always doing some bullshit, some extra nonsense that's just so fucking stupid that I could spend every time we talk about WWE talking about their stupid booking decision. So after a certain point, I have to put okay, if the match was formatted shit, then I'm gonna put it on the agents and the producers. If the guys in the ring performed and nobody was fucking up and nobody was tripping over each other's feet, then I gotta put the problem on someone else. But this was on every woman in that ring. This was on everybody. JC, you killed Brie Bella. You don't get away with this shit. The other two, they're not there. Girls that are with JC Jane are not there, bro. They are up here to be her accessories. But WWE don't like that, so they want them to have something of their own. So they got to get their belts. And they suck. They're not there. They're NXT level. They're lower than a lot of the people on NXT. It's rough. And then, of course, you already know Paige and the Bellas are what they are. So all of y'all suck. You all get LVP. Like, spoiler, you're all getting LVP. The match is getting the worst of the year. Like, this is where all my negativity is going to go. But I got some smoke left for the WWE Championship, so we'll get there too.
I was about to say. I was like, oh, so you don't have smoke for this one? This one's gonna get away. This one's gonna get away scot-free. So I'm glad. No. You said that.
No. John did the pin, the false pin where the heel will pin the person 1, 2, and then bring it back up. That's what he just did.
Yeah. He's like, wait 1 goddamn second. We're gonna do something else. We got to do one more spot for the road here. So there you go. But yeah. But yes, we're gonna get into it. It is time to talk about the double main event. Apparently, it was listed as a co-main event on the call sheet, but yes, it is time to talk about the first of 2 main events for night 1 of WWE SummerSlam 2026, and it was for the Undisputed WWE Championship. You had the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, with his Street Fighter inspired entrance and gear. He had a skull mask that had the hair of his character, Guile, from Street Fighter on it. It looked ridiculous. They showed CM Punk doing the long walk from his locker room through the back and through gorilla position until he was on the stage, where he had no music. And then finally said it's clobbering time to kick off the music. He was wearing green and white for the Minnesota North Stars of an NHL team that now plays in Dallas, but was originally in Minneapolis. And Punk had the number 20 to commemorate his 20-year anniversary of his WWE main roster debut. Punk early on, he hip tossed. He delivered a hip toss to Cody, then took him down with a flying head scissors. Punk showing off a little bit of the wrestling skills here. He then went on. Punk kicked Rhodes in the arm. Cody started selling his arm, and Punk immediately went to the arm with a hammerlock. You get Cody, who escaped by countering with a side headlock of his own. Punk would go for a GTS, but Cody countered it by going back to the headlock. Punk shrugged it off again, but Rhodes went right back to the headlock yet again. You get Punk, who backed Rhodes into the ropes to force a break. then went after Rhodes with some chops. You get Rhodes, who came back with some chops of his own and tried to go after the arm, but Punk countered and attacked Cody's arm again. This was the arm that Cody injured in the opening to the matchup. Punk then took Cody down with the snap mirror and kicked him and then chopped him a bit. Then you get Cody, who went right back to the side headlock. I feel like I was watching WrestleMania 12. Punk countered with a hammerlock. Rhodes countered with the hammerlock of his own. Punk then tried to re-enter the ring after he was sent to the floor, but Rhodes caught him with the knee. Rhodes then followed up with a plancha through the ropes, and then Rhodes dumped Punk over the barricade into the timekeeper's area. Punk then was hit with a forearm, hit Cody with a forearm, and then he used the barricade to do a springboard clothesline to Cody. Back in the ring, you get Punk, who came off the top rope with a double axe handle and Rhodes to his Rhodes injured left arm. Then we get Punk, who clawed at Rhodes' face. Punk set up for a backdrop, but Cody dropped down and hits the uppercut. Punk hit a leg lariat, but he tweaked the knee on the landing, and Cody would work over the knee. As he was working it over, the crowd started booing Cody. Cody went for a springboard, but Punk would get a very awkward boot up. It looked like he was looking for a drop kick, but it came off as a Yakuza kick instead. Punk followed that up with a bulldog and a body slam. The crowd was chanting for Punk. Punk went to the top rope, but Cody cut him off. He tried for the superplex, but he fought out of it. And then Punk hits this ugly looking elbow drop off the top rope for a near fall. Punk then set up for the go to sleep, but Cody is able to elbow his way out. He hits the Cody cutter and he gets a 2 count. Cody then follows up with a disaster kick and he gets another 2 count. Cody went after the knee some more, and then he hits a super Cody cutter. He gets another near fall. You get Rhodes, who went for the crossroads, but Punk is able to escape. Rhodes went for the figure 4, but Punk kicked free. Punk goes for the GTS, but Rhodes escapes and maneuvers into the figure 4. Punk tried to fight out of it, but fell back and his shoulders were on the mat for 2. Punk eventually rolled to his stomach to switch the pressure, but Cody was able to roll through and Punk got to the ropes to force the break. You get Rose, who went back to the figure 4, but Punk is able to counter that into the Anaconda Vice. Rose is able to make it to the ropes. You get Punk, who comes back with knee strikes. Punk tried for the go to sleep, but Rhodes escaped and tried for an Alabama slam. He spun around until he made himself dizzy. So Punk just basically pushes out of the position of the Alabama slam and then locks on the Anaconda Vice again. That looked horrible. Rhodes escaped. Punk went for a jackknife pin, but Rhodes bridged out of it into the crossroads. Punk kicked out at 2 and the crowd started going crazy. Rhodes tried to rally the crowd, but they booed him. Rhodes set up Cody set up Punk on the top rope. Punk elbowed free. Punk hits this horrifyingly bad crooked moonsault, Terry Funk style, where he doesn't make contact with Cody at all, but still goes for the cover. We get Punk, who then held Cody in a hammerlock. He floored him with the clothesline for another near fall. Punk tried for the go to sleep, but Cody's able to escape, and he hits a go to sleep of his own. But Punk used his already injured knee as he hits the go to sleep of his own, and Cody, he takes too long to get the cover, and Cody's able to kick out. The fight went to the floor as they start fighting by the announce table. You eventually get Rhodes, who breaks the ref's count and rips apart the English announce table. Rose sent Punk back into the ring and then went for another go to sleep. Does Punk, and he gets a near fall as Cody gets his hand on the rope. The fight went back to the floor where Punk set up Rhodes on one of the tables. Then he looked over to the top rope. Punk then launches off the top rope and crashes feet first through the table, which launches him into the announcer chairs as he falls down. That was scary. That could have ended his fucking career. Rhodes counters a go to sleep into the crossroads, but it sends Punk from the ring. Suddenly, we hear the crowd going crazy. They're rumbling as somebody is making their way through the crowd. And all of a sudden, we realize it is the returning Randy Orton. He picks up Cody, drops him with the RKO. We get Orton, who looks at the camera. Neither the referee nor Punk saw Rhodes get RKO'd. Randy leaves the ring. Punk comes back into the ring. He hits another go to sleep, gets the cover and the win for the 1, 2, 3 to retain the undisputed WWE Championship. This one was it was a time. It was really rough. In like 50% of this matchup was really rough. I thought down the stretch, they were able to get it together. They got into third gear. They started hitting big moves. They got the crowd back into the matchup. They had the big moment with the announce table and the Orton return, which makes this at least passable. But I don't know if there has been a bigger matchup that came off as a disappointment to me on this level in recent WWE history. I came in here thinking that we were going to get a WWE Match of the Year candidate. I thought it would at least feel like the biggest match of the year from WWE. The crowd was fucking silent. Both guys worked a very slow plotting style. They were clunky. They were botches. There was noticeable miscommunication and missteps along the way. It was so ugly throughout that it should have helped it be better, but it just came off mediocre. I think at best, I can give this 3 stars. I think that they had a good final half of this matchup, but the matchup is fucking 30 minutes! 30 minutes? 2 stars. Don, what you gonna give it?
Ooh, all right. This was, while the 6-woman tag match was like objectively the worst match, this was the WWE Championship match was the biggest disappointment because they, like Sid said, this was a 30-minute match, basically a half-hour match, and they spent the first 15 minutes slowly working CM Punk's knee, and the crowd is quiet and they're dead. And I'm thinking to myself, all right, you know what? They're working an older style on purpose. They're working that knee. It's going to pay off at the end, and then all this is going to come together, and I'm sure that it's going to be fine. Punk does things like that. Cody seems like the right person to do something like that with. And as the match goes on, they're still doing the knee thing and still keeping it slow, but Punk is doing things that don't like that with his knee. Like, he goes for the moonsault and lands on his knees. He goes for his finisher and uses his knees.
Does the elbow drop with his knees.
The elbow drop onto the table. He lands on his fucking feet. He lands on his knees, and I'm thinking, wow, all this is gonna come together. This was all a waste of time. This was all for nothing. They were doing that for nothing. They were silent for nothing because none of that knee shit ever came around in the end of the match. None of that knee shit ever factored into the finish. So we spent the first fucking half of this match wasting time, laying around, fucking around, grabbing air, I guess. For what? In the end, Randy Orton
kept working the headlock. This is why I made the joke. I thought I was watching WrestleMania 12. How many times was Cody working the fucking headlock? Like, it's entertaining when Royce Ulloa works the headlock because he actually finishes people with the fucking headlock. I know you're not finishing anybody with a fucking headlock in WWE, so why are you working a headlock for the first 8 minutes of this match?
That's another thing. Again, it was these slower, earlier moments that are usually used to set something big up for the finale, for the finish. We're going to come out like, we're going to have Punk in a fucking figure 4 or some shit, or Punk. I thought Punk was going to not be able to do the go to sleep. I was like, okay, he's fucking me up. And when he goes for the go to sleep, my leg is fucked. I can't get the pin right now. And we'll do some other shit. It just never came around. He was just using his knees like normal afterwards. And I was like, oh, so we wasted all our fucking time. So this match actually stinks. Cool. Fine. With the Randy Orton thing, it's whatever. Normally, it wouldn't be offensive. I'm just like, we spend so much time telling a certain story only to not pay it off. So in the end, You wasted my time. So keep your fucking bullshit. Keep it 30 minutes. Like, there was nothing redeemable about the match in the end, which is what I think makes it more disappointing than the women's six-man. The women's six-man I kind of expected to suck. This WWE Championship match, it was something, and I was telling myself, don't worry, it's going to pick up in the end. They got this. I foolishly put my trust in this old motherfucker and his blonde, nebulous America supporting friend. And they both let me down. So, awesome. You guys, something in the conversation is called storytelling. What the story they're telling is beyond me. It's we want to slow things down, brother. We want to work old school, brother, and it doesn't always work. Like I said, when Cody and Randy did that WrestleMania, it was pretty much the same issue. We worked all slow and plotting, and then we had a finish that had nothing to do with why we were slow and plotting in the first place. So we wasted your time, Cody. Maybe it might be time to put this on Cody because he did the same thing twice this year.
This is he's the same common denominator, having these 20-30 minute matches that are fucking boring, that has no heat whatsoever, and not the heat of the main event of one of their biggest shows of the year. And that's twice now. We're gonna wait till he does it at Survivor Series and WarGames.
Stop giving him a chance to do it.
Because he was a part of a shit WarGames last year too.
I don't know who but there's supposed to be people whose job it is to mediate when these matches are being put together. Like, you have agents and shit. Don't you motherfuckers show us on Unreal all day long and fucking Joseph Parker's in the mics? Like, do this, do that. You suck too. You all suck. You all suck together.
Oh, we got MCAS who calls CM Punk's moonsault the Unk Salt, which I think is accurate. Josh, what did you think about CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes?
It was more like the oh no salt, because that man should never do that shit again. Like, I don't care if anybody tries to use some bullshit excuse of anything. Never do that shit again, Phil. Please, never do it again. And as far as the match itself, I mean, yeah, man, this match was a letdown, and you know, it makes Cody look bad because it's like, all right, we got Punk versus Roman, and that was an incredible match. We had Punk versus Orton at WrestleMania, and that shit was terrible.
Cody and Orton.
That's what I'm saying. Cody and Orton.
You said
that
Punk.
Shit was terrible. Oh, Cody and well, I mean, I'm getting to Cody and Punk, but Cody and Orton, right? That was terrible. But now we had Cody versus Punk, and this shit was a letdown. So I mean, you know, people could you could call him your QB1, you know, Cody. Again, thank you, Cody, for Fanatics Fest. I'm happy that things worked out. But I mean, I just gotta call it like it is, man. Like he's had a really bad stretch, and this was no different. But you know, I also gotta criticize Punk for this, because there's a lot of things that Punk did that I'm just like, okay, bro, should you be doing this? The things that you preach of younger talent that shouldn't be doing, that you tried it yourself, and it's a lot of. I mean, we all know that Punk is a hypocrite, but once you get to the ring and doing that stuff, you're telling young talent what not to do or give them advice, and then you're doing basically what you're telling them not to do. Is like, man, like what the fuck is this? You know, and Punk this year, as much as we've praised him, there are some hiccups he's had. You know, that Braun Breaker match, you know, that was a big hiccup in the beginning of the match. They saved the match, but you know, certain things that he should be knowing because he's the vet, right? And in this aspect, right, you did a spot that you know you couldn't really do, and you did it anyway. It was the moonsault. Then that diving elbow. I'll say this straight up: Punk has the worst diving elbow in history. Like, I've never liked his diving elbows. I've never I've never liked it when your body hits the fucking floor first before the elbow. It's a terrible elbow drop. He's always doing this weird shit with it, and it's my least favorite move of it because he never gets it right. So then when he did the table spot, I'm just like, man, like there's times where he's done it, he's pulled it, right? Like, and I'm not gonna take that away, but this time it's like, man, like, what were you thinking? Like, what was the end goal of this? Like, you wasted this spot for what? Like, the match was already going downhill. You didn't really need to do this. It just made it worse because it just looks bad. Overall, I mean, yeah, we saw Orton come back. That's cool. Orton's Orton, I guess. Do I really care that much about Orton? Not really. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't hate the guy. It's Randy Orton at this point. I just don't know what significant thing you're gonna do with Randy Orton. What? Oh, continue the feud with Cody Rhodes. I was already bad before this, so we're gonna continue something that was already bad. I don't need that.
Or we're freshening up the world title scene by adding 50-year-old Randy Orton.
Yeah, and it's just I just don't see, like, I just don't see the angle of that. He kind of did save the match. I'll give him that, because this is for something that I thought would be great and at least like we could write home about. This ended up being a stinker for me. It's very unfortunate. Shit happens. I just hope that the next time these guys work, because obviously another match is going to happen sometime, somehow, but the pace just has to be better. It has to be a faster pace. I get what they're trying to do. When it comes to slowing things, sometimes when you move things too slow, it could kill a crowd. That shit killed that crowd during this match. Sometimes you got to read the room. They did not read the room last night.
The moonsault and the table spot, as funny as they were, as much as they stick out, when it comes to CM Punk, I do kind of expect that sort of awkward movement from him. It didn't bother me as much as wasting fucking half the match telling a story that doesn't come together in the end. I feel like that was the most offensive thing about this. Like, you guys are veterans. You're at the top level of the card. This is some indie shit that happens here. People think indie shit is just, you're doing spots. Oh, no spots. Indie shit is when the fucking story of the match falls apart. You're supposed to be telling a story in the ring. That's the thing. It just.
Hey, remember people got upset at the Bucks. Remember people got upset at the Bucks. Who was it, Nick? When they hit him with the splash and then he got back up. People were upset about that. But then you had Cody and Punk doing this shit of like working the areas, and that shit just went out the window.
They worked over the arm. Cody stopped selling it midway through. They worked over the leg, and Punk stopped selling it midway through.
You love it. You love to see it.
And they I saw people trying to tell me what Dave said. I told John before. I told John before. I watched the Dave podcast, and oh my God, he had Brian Alvarez losing his mind because he's like, I love this match. He was like, it's so old school. It's so 80s. They tried to have an 80s match, and I thought it paid off very well, and it worked. I thought it was great. And Brian's like, I thought this was the worst match of the year. Like, that's what I said. Like, that's kind of like the reaction to SummerSlam in a nutshell. Is that some people think that it's a great show. Some people think that this company is worthless. And that they can never have a good show.
That's so funny.
I don't know how you could watch this show and come out being like, man, that's great. But I really try to force myself away from that kind of thinking, because you guys are going to enjoy that. And if you enjoy that, then continue enjoying that, because they're going to keep giving it to you. But I watch this shit and I'm just like, oh man, this stinks. I have to watch this. I can't just go play a video game. What have I done to myself? I should have stood a bus driver. I should have
just stuck there driving a bus.
And the thing is, it's like he's saying like, oh, it was like 80s, old school. I don't mind matches that work like that, because like Aldis and GUNTHER, I felt like was like similar to that. But they did that well. That's the difference. They did that well.
Yeah.
They did that match very well.
And
But this
there's
thing,
a big difference between doing a 80s match over 11 minutes and doing an 80s match in 30.
in 30 minutes, and in 30 minutes, not only 30 minutes, but then like these are your top 2 stars in the company. Like these are your top 2 stars. You know what I mean?
What the fuck was 80s about it? That they slowed down and worked a limb? Like, come on, bro. Like, that's not fucking 80s. That's just they slowed down and worked a limb. Like, if it was 80s, there would have been a lot more. They would have picked up. They would have started brawling a little bit more towards the end. As a matter of fact, Punk and Roman had like a 90s match at WrestleMania.
Yeah, they did.
And if
they had an attitude era main event.
Yeah, if that's Punk's sweet spot, then do that shit. Because you're not Terry Funk. You're not Dusty Rhodes. You're not Terry Funk. You're not nobody you think you are, bro. At best, you can do attitude era shit.
Yeah,
you know,
because that's the real era that inspired CM Punk to become a wrestler. CM Punk learned about the 80s and stuff like that and did all his research there, like after he had already became a wrestling fan because of the Attitude Era. He's told that story 100 times that the Attitude Era is really the era that brought him in, but he loves the 80s era a little bit more.
Yeah, stay behind the guardrail when it comes to the 80s, Punk, because you're a fucking mark. Stay in there. You're not going to be them. You're not going to be them. You're not Terry Funk, big dog. Just because you fucked up your moonsault, too. You're not Terry Funk, big dog. Sorry about that.
Sorry about it, man. What do you guys think about Orton inserting himself back in? Does Orton bring any type of excitement after his recent run pre-WrestleMania?
At least he doesn't have Pat McAfee next to him, you know? And for what is worth, he did kick Cody's eyeball down his fucking skull. Like, they kind of had to pay that off somehow. So I wasn't like, that didn't bother me as much as the fact that it threw away everything they slowed down for. Like, oh, so you just wasted all my time. Okay.
Got it.
Awesome.
Got it.
Understood.
Thanks for letting me know. What about you, Josh? What do you think about Orton's return? Does it create some excitement for the SmackDown main event scene?
No.
Thanks for that very, very, very detailed answer.
107 Carnage is the best part of the show was the stage design. Let me point at that stage real fast because they went through a lot of trouble to set up this really cool looking structure. It's a structure before you put the graphics on it. I was like, oh, it looks kind of like a title belt or something, you know? Like It's really big. It's really impressive. The whole show, it just had a stupid ass Viking helmet on it that don't fit the structure. You did nothing with this. What the fuck was the point of building this thing? You didn't even put nothing cool on it. You didn't make it into a boat. You didn't make it into a belt. You didn't do nothing. It just had a SummerSlam Viking helmet in the middle. You wasted it.
WWE, where we waste potential. All right, it's time to talk about the main event of the show. If you haven't already, drop a thumbs up, share this video, subscribe if you are new, comment down below if you're watching us on demand, and we can keep the conversation going. What did you think about Punk versus Cody? What did you think about the Bella Twins turning on Paige, GUNTHER, and Nick Aldis? Is Nick Aldis back in the game? What did you think about the opener with Liv and Io or Solo Sikoa still in the show in the 6-man? Let us know in the comments down below. Hit the hype button and drop the thumbs up if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button for more True Heel Heat content. As we talk about the main event of SummerSlam Night 1, it is Hell in a Cell. Oba Femi making his SummerSlam debut. He comes out to a huge ovation from the Minneapolis crowd, and then Brock Lesnar enters. Michael Cole gave a shout out to his former colleague Taz, doing the "Here Comes the Pain," as this is the second Hell in a Cell match in SummerSlam history, the first one since 2008, where Edge was sent to hell by The Undertaker. You get Paul Heyman during the intros to the matchup. He grabs the mic from the ring announcer and stood on the Spanish announce table to announce for Brock. Heyman added that Brock was fighting out of the University of Minnesota, to really juice up Brock's pop, because Brock did not get the bigger pop of the two guys. I thought Oba got legitimately a bigger pop, despite this being Brock's hometown of Minneapolis. The WWE production crew takes forever to bring down the cell and bring it down to the floor. Femi, finally, he catches Brock with an uppercut right at the opening bell, works him over in the corner until Brock reverses things. He catches him with 3 German suplex until Oba pops right back up, hits him with the clothesline as Brock goes to the floor. On the floor, Femi whips Brock into the cage. Brock whips Oba into the steel steps. Brock goes for a suplex, but Oba reverses it. Oba whips Brock into the steel steps. He sets up a table at ringside and throws Brock into it. Back in the ring, you get Brock, who grabs the steel stairs and he rams it into Femi with three times. Brock then hit a 4th and 5th German suplex. He worked over Femi for a bit with the steel chair that is now sponsored by Wingstop. When will this company stop?
Bro. The Wingstop chair.
Wingstop chairs. Lesnar delivered a vertical suplex. He then suplexed Femi on a small pile of steel chairs. He goes for the F5, but Femi spins out of it. He threw Lesnar to the mat with one hand. Femi then hit Brock with a series of uppercuts. Lesnar caught a charging Femi and went for the F5 yet again, but Femi catches him, hits him with a chokeslam. He then follows up with the fall from grace. He gets a 1, he gets a 2, but Brock kicks out before 3. Brock sat up and kicked Femi in the face. Then he caught him with an F5. Femi then popped up and Brock gave him a second F5. Femi then popped up yet again and Brock hits him with a third F5. He goes for the cover. He gets a 1, he gets 2, but Femi kicks out before 3. After Femi hit the fall from grace the first time, you had Brock, who did a callback to SummerSlam 2015, where he just sits up in Oba's face and laughs like the Undertaker did back at that show. Brock then smashed Oba on the back with the Wingstop steel chairs. Then Brock started tearing apart the canvas. He tears it apart. He exposes the wooden boards underneath the ring mat. Brock then picks up Oba onto his shoulders. It looks like he's about to hit the F5 on the wood, but instead he turns Oba over upside down, puts him in position for a tombstone power driver. And Brock Lesnar, at like 49, 50 years old, does the tombstone power driver on exposed wood. Is he out of his fucking mind? He broke his knees on that shit. He drives Oba down. He goes for the cover like he's the Undertaker. 1, 2. Oba kicks out at 2.5. Oba hulks up at this point, barely sells the tombstone on the wood. Brock grabs a steel chair. He goes to hit Oba with it. Oba punches it out of his hand. He hits another fall from grace, not on the exposed wood, on the ring mat, goes for the cover, gets the 1, 2, 3. Oba Femi defeats Brock Lesnar in Hell in a Cell. This would have been a decent no DQ matchup. This sucked as a Hell in a Cell. 2 stars. Post-match, you get Oba Femi, who poses and celebrates his victory as he stands tall. We seemingly close the show with Michael Cole saying the next big thing is here. The graphic, the lower third graphic with the producers shows up, and it looks like this is all over, but maybe not. Femi stood in the ring as Lesnar and Heyman had started to leave, but then came back. Lesnar comes into the ring. He looks like he's offering a hand to Oba to shake his hand, but instead he decides to hug Oba. He then raises Oba's hand in victory. Brock then goes the extra mile. He grabs the microphone from ringside and he says that, guys, he was like, you are looking at the future of WWE. I'm the past. This is the past. That's the future. Basically giving him a full ringing and rousing endorsement, passing the torch to Oba Femi in front of his hometown fans. Oba gets a nice ovation from the fans as he stands tall after Brock gives him the torch, as Oba Femi is now the new beast. That was SummerSlam night 1. What did you think about Oba Femi, Brock Lesnar, Hell in a Cell, Josh?
As far as the match itself, I mean, they did what they did. It's just that the fact is that this is supposed to be a Hell in a Cell match, and they didn't use the cell at all. So, like, for one, that defeated the purpose of it being Hell in a Cell to begin with. But overall, I mean, again, to me, it was a waste of time. Just because, like, I just don't like the fact, they're trying to say, like, oh, this is the next big thing. Like, they're trying to, like, force that. But then it's like, we already got that. We got that back in Mania. That's what it should have just been already anyway. So it's like, why are we trying to, like, fool ourselves with this whole, like, oh, yeah, he's going to be, like, this or that. And it's like, but you guys already kind of made him that when he beat him the first time. So that's like that. This is why this is just a waste of time. And I'm like, Brock giving a hug. Imagine you'd have done this shit 25 years ago. People hugging after a Hell in a Cell match. Oh my God, the internet would have lost it. Then you have Brock going to Mike. Like, okay, yeah, he put him over. Sure, like, fine, right? This man basically fake retired anyway. Like, he threw his gloves. Like, you're telling me, like, that wasn't an endorsement already? Like, I don't need this man to go on the mic to say anything or to hug. He did the same shit with Cody Rhodes years ago. People forgot that? He fucking hugged Cody Rhodes and fucking raised his hand up. He did the same shit. He just didn't say nothing on the mic. To me, I mean, it was like, it is what it is. I mean, the match was a match. But as far as, like, the Hell in a Cell concept, it was just a waste. I mean, shouldn't have been a Hell in a Cell match, but overall, just the whole aspect of it was just a giant waste of time.
Yeah. John, what did you think about this match?
Why did we have to have this match? Oba Femi could have been doing something so much cooler, but it's fine. In the eyes of the fan who needs to see Oba Femi do this, I guess. I'm sure somebody out there needed to see this to really believe in him as the top guy, I guess. Like you guys already said, the idea of the Hell in a Cell was not something they were into the way you were thinking about it, the way we were thinking about it. They were like, yeah, there are two beasts in a cage, and they're fighting in the cage. It's Hell in a Cell. And, that's the extent of the hell that's in that cell. It's just those two guys. They're big, and they had an 11-minute match. So I understand, like, they're two big guys and they don't gotta do too much. They only have to destroy each other really fast. And I mean, I guess, but when you did it 3 times, when you're on the third one, like, I guess I just would have preferred the effort to do something different from the 2 things you already did. And just putting a cage around them, for me, is not enough to make a difference. It's just not, because they went out there and they did. The one different thing that they did that is not in any of the other matches was they leaned the table against the cage and then someone got thrown into it.
And they do that. They do that in plenty of Hell in a Cell.
And yeah, they like, as far as, like, Lesnar and Oba Femi and presenting something that's different from the things they presented earlier, they weren't interested in that. Lesnar goes out, he does his F5s, Oba does his power moves, does his suplexes, and it's like, oh, it's just gonna be the same kind of match. Okay, they ripped open the ring, and I get the reference. That's cool. Lesnar referenced Undertaker a couple times. He likes the Undertaker. I see. Might be the only guy who remembers.
He made three references to Taker matches of the past that he's had. He made the sit up and laugh. He did the tombstone on the wood, and then there was one more. I forget. But yeah,
I think about the trouble Undertaker went through when he gave Brock Lesnar that first Hell in a Cell. Not trouble, but just how much effort he put into it, how much he gave.
Well, Brock. to be fair, he fucking he had the nastiest blade job ever. Like,
yeah, that shit rocked.
That shit was leaking. That shit was a hole in his fucking head.
And the story going into it was kind of crazy too. Like they crushed Taker's hand or whatever. So
yes.
This wasn't that, unfortunately. No. And for what it's worth, it's not like I was expecting that. Like I have put WWE Hell in a Cells in my brain. I'm just surprised when they go there. I don't expect another Punk Drew McIntyre. I think that was the last of its kind in this company. So the ones that come after, I'm just like, it is what it is. This match was everything they've done before, but they had a cage around them, and so I got no interest in praising that. You know, the finish. I know a lot of people are like, Lesnar didn't want to bump on the wood. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt here and say Oba Femi missed. Because
exactly. No, it's not us giving the benefit of the doubt. It's us explaining what we fucking saw. It was quite obvious. Exactly. When he's down on the mat, he's looking, he's like, oh shit, why is the wood over there? He literally mouths that. I literally am arguing with Seth on social media. Seth saying, oh no, Brock didn't want to do any crazy spots with Jon Moxley, so why would he want to do that? I was like, because he doesn't like Jon Moxley. I was like, he likes Oba Femi. He will do the spot for Oba, not Jon Moxley.
Not to mention, the knees for the tombstone are going to hurt more than the powerbomb on the wood. Like, exactly. He already did the painful thing, and it was his choice. You know, like the wood, the exposing the wood. You think it's a coincidence that came up twice in the Brock Lesnar match? I assume he suggested that shit. You know, So I believe that Oba Femi missed, and you know what? It happens. If it was, if I would have been there, if I was Lesnar, I'd have been like, I'd have kicked out of that shit. We're doing it again. But Lesnar is tired. We're done, but don't worry about it. It is what it is, though, man. It was the main event. It was underwhelming to me. It kind of killed the whole show for me. And I was like, okay, well, this all sucked then. You're not getting a thumbs up from me, buddy. Sorry. Not this match, not this show. It's just is what it is. If you enjoyed that, Jet, more power to you, because there was nothing there. That was an empty sandwich. It's just bread.
Yeah, pretty much. It was just like, damn. I just expected a little bit more from these two. But it is what it is. Any other thoughts on this matchup before we wrap things up and give our ratings on the show? Do you think that we're gonna see Brock back in WWE?
Yeah, he'll be back. He'll be back, and it'll be whenever he wants. And I'm sure there'll be time in the winter where people go, well, we don't actually expect Brock to return, and then he'll show up at the Rumble or something. Yeah, if he's not gonna retire now, he's not gonna retire in the traditional sense anytime soon. Because this would have been it. This would have been the time to do it. And now that he's not retired, I think that retirement at WrestleMania was just him trolling the idea that he would retire at all. So, I mean, at least we got an answer for that.
Yeah, that's true. Josh, what about you? What do you think about Brock? When do you think he'll return, if he is going to return?
When he feels like it. Sometimes it's really hard to pinpoint it because I think it just depends on when he wants to work. Brock is at a point of his career where he doesn't have to work. He doesn't have to work, but also even when he comes back, we kind of know what we're getting out of Brock. We're just not getting, what people expected him when he first came into wrestling. We haven't gotten that ever since he came back into the industry. So he'll come back when he feels like it because they'll throw a lot of money at him. He's already a set man. Brock is Brock. Brock ain't taking no pay cuts. They ain't, and as far as, like, I know I've given him shit. I personally don't care about Brock. At the same time, he's made a career for himself. His work speaks for itself. So I'm never gonna knock somebody down for, like, hey, he got the right, again, he came back, he got his money, he got the schedules that he's always wanted. It's Brock Lesnar. So I mean, at the end of the day, he'll come back when he feels like it.
We shall see when he's going to come back. But yes, we have made it to the end of this show. Let us know in the live chat, what was your ratings for the show? Who was your match of the night, your MVP, your LVP, your moment of the night? Whether you gave the show a thumbs up, a thumbs down, a thumbs in the middle, and out of 10, what did you give last night's SummerSlam, night 1? For myself, John, and Josh, for WWE SummerSlam 2026 in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs in the middle across the board from all of us. Josh, out of 10, what do you give this show?
I give a show like a 6.5. I do agree that I felt like the first half was actually pretty decent to good opening match. The multi-man tag match. I mean the 3-way or 6-man tag, whatever you want to call it. It was a good TV match, but it wasn't the worst. Because Solo made it entertaining. At least somebody was making it like watchable. And then we had GUNTHER versus Nick Aldis, which was a great surprise in my opinion. And then after that, it just went downhill. So I mean, I think that is fair.
John,
I give 5, easy 5, right in the middle. Carried by fucking Liv and Nick Aldis. It's just, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with these people when they have me out here putting the praise of the show on Nick Aldis, Liv Morgan. Fuck.
Nick Aldis and Liv Morgan is your source of giving this a thumbs in the middle.
Rough.
I'll go right in the middle. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. The first half of the show was really solid. Second half of the show was either disappointing or one of the worst matches of the year. So it's a show of 2 halves. 6 seems about right. What was your match of the night, John?
Oh, match of the night was probably GUNTHER Nick Aldis.
Josh?
That's actually my match of the night too. GUNTHER versus Nick Aldis.
I'll go with Io Sky and Liv Morgan. I thought that they had a better fast-paced matchup, what I was looking for the opener, even though I really liked GUNTHER and Aldis. In fact, MVP for the show, I'm going to go with Nick Aldis. John?
I'm actually going to go with Liv because I don't know when else I'm going to have a chance to say this. Good girl. Good going, girl.
Josh?
I get to Nick Aldis.
All right. And LVP for the show, Josh?
Everybody involved in that women's match.
John?
Everybody. I mean, the cameraman, referee, all of it. The crowd, all of it. It was fucking horrendous.
John?
You just zoom in on that and give LVP to JC Jane, who not only was bad in this match, but was so bad that she killed Brie Bella.
And moment of the night, I'm going to give it to Randy Orton returning. John?
I'll give it to Nick Aldis. He got his standing ovation and his family to come in the ring.
You know what? Yeah, because Orton came back in a bad matchup. I'm going to give it to Nick Aldis entrance. I'm going to give it to Nick Aldis coming out to Oasis. Josh?
Moment of the night, for me personally, I'm going to go with Solo doing the yeet. during in the middle of the match. That's my moment.
Then we got then we got a super chat donation here to close things off from our good brother Dion Jenkins. Thank you so much, Dion, for the support. He says, upon further reflection, I'll lower my score to a C. First half of the show better than the second. Match of the night was Io and Liv for him. MVP, Solo, LVP, Team Total Divas, and moment of the night, Cody getting RKO'd. As far as my LVP for the show, I'm going to give it to there's so many choices. Cody Rhodes and CM Punk, because I didn't expect Team Total Divas versus Fatal Influence to be great. I didn't expect it to be the worst match on the show, but I expected it to not be good. I expected Cody and Punk to be great, and I got mid to bad. So yeah, that's the biggest
that is more absolutely fair. I'm not gonna even argue that, because that is true. That is true. I'm not gonna even argue that. I'll stick with my LVPs just because, man. When you had the moniker of worst match of the year, that's saying a lot. That's saying, yo, you have TNA next to you guys, and you were the ones that did the worst match out of those guys. That's fantastic. Great job, WWE.
I actually forgot TNA ran Mr. Elegance versus
that was better than this
against Mike Jackson. They did Mr. Elegance. Every Mr. Elegance matchup is a candidate for worst match of the year.
It is, and I think those matches are better than what we got last night.
No, you know what? Team Total Divas versus Fatal Influence versus Josh. The hardcore country match from TNA Rebellion. Mickey, ODB versus Elegance. That is the challenge now. Everyone always talks about, what's the two big matches? What's the candidates for match of the year? Now we got two heavy hitters for worst match of the year. Two heavy hitters.
And it's mostly women matches. That's why I feel bad. It's like, damn.
It's two 6-woman matches.
They're
for the worst matches.
Fucking Kenny Omega and Okada right now. These two matches just fighting for worst match of the year. It's great.
Let us know. We're gonna take the poll. We'll probably take the poll on the flagship on Saturday. What was the worst match? Yes, the Heaties, man. The Heaties are heating up. It's heating up after this weekend. Let's go. But we have made it to the end of our review of night one of SummerSlam 2026. But don't worry, guys. We'll be back tomorrow, 12:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Myself and John will be here to review night 2 of SummerSlam. Maybe we'll have a friend or two joining us as well, but we'll break down everything that goes down tonight, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Watch it on Netflix, ESPN Unlimited, wherever you watch WWE pay-per-views. Well, we've come to an end of another one. If you haven't already, drop the thumbs up, share this video, subscribe if you are new, comment down below, let us know what you thought about night 1 of SummerSlam, and thank you so much to the True Jaw Josh, to John Escudero for joining me today and giving their thoughts, their takes on last night's night 1. John, I'm going to give you the floor. Let everybody know where they can follow you on social media, when they'll see you again. Hopefully, they see you in about an hour and a half, because we're doing our X-Men 97 review in an hour and a half. So hopefully they see you then. The floor is yours.
You should see me about an hour and a half on the True Hill Heat Sports and Entertainment Network. So head your way on over there. Hit subscribe. Make sure you're ready for us. We're going to talk our X shit. Beyond that, you'll catch me tomorrow, as Sid just said. I'll be on the SummerSlam Night 2 review. Hopefully a lot better than night 1. If not, you can catch me in Mexico. I'm gonna be down in Mexico all week long, getting ready for Grand Slam, Grand Prix. I'm gonna try to make it to Semana Internacional. But we'll see, man. It's gonna be awesome. I'll be there. Maybe I'll show up on A Ramble Thursday morning if the New Japan show doesn't kill me on Wednesday night.
Well, to be on the safe side, I was going to invite you to the flagship on Saturday.
Hell yeah.
On Saturday.
I actually will be flying back on Saturday, so I might not make that.
What time are you flying?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Okay, fair. We'll figure it out. Josh, the floor is yours. Let everybody know where they can follow you.
You can follow me JamPunk321 on X and Instagram. I'll also be on for the X-Men review on the other channel. I won't be on, unfortunately, tomorrow just because I got work. I got my shoot job. So I'll be back for the podcast on Saturday.
Boom. See you then. And yes, Jose, we are doing a Spider-Man Brand New Day review that's going to be up on the channel this coming week on True Hill Heat Sports and Entertainment. We got our X-Men 97 review today. I believe Tuesday we're dropping our Spider-Man No Way Home review, and then later on in the week we'll drop the Brand New Day review. So you got a lot for you to enjoy. We got Power Book 3 Raising Kanan episode 7 review this week. We got the Shy final episode review coming up this week. There's going to be plenty of content for you to enjoy. Go over and subscribe to that as we're closing in on 1,000 subscribers on the second channel. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSB3. You can follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at True Hill Heat. Patreon.com/True Hill Heat. $3 a month. Gets you exclusive content. The best way to support us when we are not live here. Check out the flagship podcast from yesterday. Myself, Miss Chrissy Love, and the True Draw Josh talking about this full week of pro wrestling. And was it the most lackluster build to a SummerSlam ever? We asked you, and we answered the question ourselves on the flagship. Join us back here tomorrow, 12:05 p.m. Eastern Time for our WWE SummerSlam Night 2 review, or join us in about an hour, 4:05 p.m. Eastern Time. We will be there for our X-Men 97 Season 2 Episode 7 review, so you got plenty to enjoy. For John, for Josh, it is me, your True Hill Phenom, SB3. This has been our WWE SummerSlam 2026 Night 1 review. We are signing off until